What's up, everybody? Don't look behind the curtain. Welcome to the Doodle stream. Your little beginning of the weekend here, where I attempt to doodle out your ideas and suggestions from the chat. Thank you guys for being here once again. Another week. We're actually in our last Friday of the month, so that means it's a little bit of a special episode. But before I get into that, once again, I want to say thank you to all the awesome folks that support what I do over on Patreon. You guys definitely make a huge difference in what I do. I really, really appreciate it. Head over to patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws for more information about how you can join my Patreon community. For as low as $1, one entire dollar a month can get you access to all the content I have up there behind the scenes, monthly blog, tutorial videos, sneak peeks at upcoming projects, lots of actually cool and different and unique opportunities, such as direct input into videos I'm making. I just dropped a video with direct Patreon input 2 days ago. And you also get your name added to the list for shout outs in all videos and all live streams. So all the names you see before you have already pledged their support. Thank you guys very much for that. I really, really appreciate it. Once again, you can head over to patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws if you'd like to get more information about what that means and how you can join. I don't think I have anything special to share today. I don't have any like business updates. There's no new business today. So we're just going to get into the normal show. Before I introduce our guest artist, because today is the Doodle Stream multiplayer, so we do have a guest artist, I want to welcome on our chat MC for the first time ever. For the first time ever, Nick is here from such wonderful. I'm going to try to do my inner Troy McClure. You may know him from such wonderful films as The Brickhead Family, or Ghost Frickin' Talkin', or Ghost Frickin' and Talkin' In. What other names can I think that's probably it. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Thank you for having me, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Doodle stream with Mr. Hinkle.
I appreciate you taking the time to assist today.
Oh yeah, no problem. This is my my forte, if you would say. If you guys don't know, Ghost Frickin' Talkin', we love to talk the spooky, and monsters are right in the realm of what we get into.
Exactly. This is, I figured this was in your wheelhouse for what we're doing today.
Oh, definitely.
I was like, one person comes to mind immediately. I'll ask if he's available. So yes, Nick is here to help take care of you guys in the chat. He will be grabbing your suggestions as you throw them out. So don't worry, they are being captured. You don't need to spam the same thing over and over again, but there's nothing wrong with making different suggestions throughout the show. And yeah, I appreciate it. It's the first time Nick's been here forever. He's also one of the awesome people that has a rather large original Hinkle art collection. So
oh yeah, definitely. I do have a nice wall of Hinkle.
the shrine of Hinkle. little candles in the corner. That's great. So joining this month is one of my favorite human beings, for sure, and that is Greg Hyland, who also is the artist that goes by many names. You may know him as Monster Atlas. You may know him as Frog Crisis. You may know him as Lethargic Lad. You may know him as A-Falls. You may know him as Greg Hyland, the creepy artist. You may pick whichever title you are more comfortable with. I can tell you it is very hard making social posts where there's a different handle on every single account.
It used to be worse.
But yes, welcome to the show, Greg. Look, they're over there. See, they're hiding.
Hello. Am I on?
You're live on the internet.
Do you see me?
The people can see. Look here. I'm even going to do this. I'm going to do that. Look at that. There he is.
Oh, look, that's me.
There you are.
I wasn't sure if it was my desk, my drawing desk you were still seeing.
No, we got you. I can switch between your desk and you.
Okay, that's good. I figure I better come over here for the introduction.
Yeah, it's all good. And we got tons of people in the chat already. So hello to Deanna's here, Demore 7242. Ghost Freaking Talking, of course. Nick is everywhere. He is all seeing, all typing. Jeff is here. Family Bricks is here. Newsroom Nessie is here. What's up, Vanessa? Welcome. Arid Aries. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't think I'm saying that right. I believe that was Aries Loves Noddles once upon a time. That's the name that always sticks in my head. Brickfella is here. Bama Bricks is here. Golden Light Pictures is here. Hello, everybody. Reed is watching over on Twitch. We are live on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. We've got 3 different ways that you can bombard us with kindness or whatever you feel like today. Let's see. Is that everybody? Might be everybody. Yes, welcome. Welcome, everybody. So webcam, that's new. Yes, so Greg is working the old-fashioned way, traditionally, which is great. I'm all about it. And Family Bricks in the chat, he was also, I think he was my last traditional guest artist. So he is also well-versed in the traditional arts. What's up, Doc? So Doc's here. Doc Sampson is here. What world have I stepped in? So Greg, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself before we start drawing things?
Sure. Well, probably most people know me, I assume from this group, that I worked for Lego for a long time. I did a lot of storyboards for them. Like at one point, every commercial that was on TV was storyboarded by me. And a handful were written by me, which was cool.
The kids call that a flex now, Greg.
Oh.
Keep going.
Need the flex tape. Boom.
They call it it's a good though. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
But once I was also known for an online and a published comic called Lethargic Lad, which I have done since 1990. And I made it an online comic in 2000. And basically, sometime last year, I decided I'm tired of it. So I called it quit. And I started a new comic, which people have been telling me to do, called Frog Crisis, which you can see at frogcrisis.com. Basically, it's just like a comic strip that you'd get in newspapers. It's 3 panels and a gag. But my hook behind it is I only give myself 15 minutes to do it. So it's got to be done and on the internet in 15 minutes. Actually, that's taking more like half an hour now, but I just like the immediacy of it because I realized my Lethargic Lad comics were taking me 3 days to do a whole strip.
Yep.
And that made me realize I can't do this.
Yep. I know
that regularly. Like I can really only do it once a week. And even that, I kind of grew tired of it. So I do that. And then also because I basically, as people might know, all my art directors at Lego got let go, which basically meant I got let go too. So that gave me time to work on other projects. So one of the ones had been thinking about for years and never had the time, but now I have the time, is called Monster Atlas. So what is a series of books that basically tell you about monsters. So it's things like like movie monsters, but also cryptids and legendary monsters, everything. And then I make a map and show you where those monsters are. So for instance, I'll show you this.
Nick's like the hype guy out in the audience. He's like, cryptids, and he pulls out a hype horn.
The first book is about North and South America. So basically what is I do a picture of every monster and there's a write-up about them.
How many pages is that book, Greg?
There's a giant ant.
Is that Bat Squatch?
Yeah. And then you get all that, and then if I can find it, then I make maps that show you where the monsters are.
Nice.
You know, the thing that I love about this, Greg, when I first saw it, right? I'm like, wow, Greg's got like a crazy imagination. And then I'm like, wait a minute. So these are not like born of Greg Hyland's mind. These are like him, you know, doing research, that's to me crazy. Like, I mean, obviously we also have somebody here on the show who talks about this on a weekly basis, so it's not that crazy. But I just saw like, you know, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh wow, he's making up these crazy monsters all the time, and it's like, no, this is like a monster encyclopedia. It's kind of wild.
I get lots of people that go, wow, you made all these up. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, no.
That's why
they're everywhere.
Kruger's in. I didn't make him up.
Ken, and before I forget, thank you, Reed, for for shouting out the bits earlier on Twitch. Appreciate that. And Ken said, Lego let go of good talent, and they would never do that.
Hard to believe.
It is hard to believe. So people can still buy that book, right? At monsteratlas.com. And not only that book, but since that came out, let me get these. Get your hype music ready. Get the horn.
Yep. Oh, here we go.
I did this book, volume 2. This is British Isles.
Oh, there's Nessie.
British Isles and Irish Isles, and then Eastern Europe.
Oh, Krampus. There we go.
Yeah. And I'm working on, this is Western Europe, and I'm working on Eastern Europe right now. And we hope to get that out maybe by Halloween is the plan.
That's awesome.
And then we're done with Europe, and then the plan is then we go to Asia, which should be crazy. So
this is let me see here. This is in response to Doc's comment. All right. We'll just go right back to where we were. All right. There you go. Yes, Doc was making fun of me. So obviously that's super, super cool. And that is something that you're actively working on right now. You're actively selling it right now. So it makes a very fitting theme for today, which is monsters. And I'm going to guess there's probably not going to be any suggestions that we're going to get that you haven't already drawn.
Oh, no, there's not. I always get people, especially at conventions, that they want to stump me. Yeah. They're like, oh, I bet you don't have this. And then I just go, yep, there it is.
It's on page 78.
Yeah. And they're always trying, do you have this? And we always do. Except for I have one guy that keeps telling me, oh, do you have a Barnaby? I can't remember his name. Is it Barnaby Jones?
I don't know.
I can't remember, but from Dark Shadows.
Okay. And
we say no, because the writer of the book, Glenn Kay, he does it's fantastic. He does also as much research as I do. But he consciously decided that Dark Shadows was too lame for us to put it.
It's Barnabas Collins.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, see, that's why Nick's here.
So he's always this one guy that we keep running into. Is always like, yeah, I bet you don't have that, and I'm like, no, we don't, because it's lame.
That's a great answer. Because it's lame.
Even though we have the God Monster of Indian Flats, which is very lame, we have that one, but we don't have the Dark Shadows vampire. We were also thinking, like, we've got enough vampires, so who cares, right?
We've covered the bases.
Yeah.
Ray is here. Welcome, Funny Figs. And also here is, just so you guys know, here is Greg's drawing station. So he once we get going, which we are going to do presently, he will move from the first island to Isla Sorna, the second island, and that is where we'll watch the magic happen.
one of the things I do, and I noticed someone just joined my Patreon, which is fantastic. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes,
I
thank
assume
you.
it's one of you people. I'm at patreon.com/frogcrisis.
Yep.
Um,
Here, I'll type it in the chat. It's just one word, right? Frog cry. Or
yeah.
Yep.
But one of the things I do is I make superhero frog drawings. And
yes, he does.
I've got the card down on the table now that I could do some of those if people want. I was last year, there's a big convention in Toronto called Fan Expo that, of course, got canceled last year.
Right.
So I made up that I'm going to run Greg Expo on my porch. And I would give away superhero frog drawings. And that's the car. I got cards made up. And I did it last August. I was on my front porch. I think I was there for 5 hours. And we had an attendance of at least 5 people. So it was
wait, so they showed up at your porch?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I want to clarify that fact.
One of my neighbors walked all the way to my house, and I had the table set up like it was a con, and he bought a Monster Atlas.
That's wonderful. That's awesome.
This year, Fan Expo might actually happen, so we may not have Greg Expo 2021, but we might anyway.
So, Greg, you are the guest, and my tradition is always to allow the guest to pick the first suggestion from our audience to draw. And Nick has been doing an awesome job in collecting all of them in the private chat. So over on the right, you've got a nice little assortment. Is there something there that is calling to you that you'd like to kick us off with today?
Who, me?
You in the back.
You.
I didn't realize the chat was there. So.
The one with the face right there.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Godzilla versus Kong. That's cool. We managed to get Godzilla in the North America book because he shows up in San Francisco. We have Kong in there too because he's in New York climbing the Empire State Building. So I've drawn both of them. A siren head. I have drawn a siren in the Ireland book.
Nice.
Dune worm I haven't done because Dune doesn't take place on Earth.
Oh, there it is. We found the line.
You found it because people are always coming up to me going, "Do you have the alien in there?" And I say, "No, because that doesn't take place on Earth." So, no. There will be no alien until it shows up on Earth, which I hope it never does.
So you're not going to do a space book? Monsters of Space.
Too hard. I think because also we do cryptids, we do legend stuff and movies. So space would pretty much be only movies.
So what about aliens that land on Earth?
We do have Predator in there.
You gotta we have to let Greg pick one before we start.
Okay. Sasquatch, Hydra. I've drawn lots of Hydras. Hydras are no fun because they have too many necks and they're annoying to color.
Hashtag too many necks.
Yeah. Octopuses and Hydras are my least favorite because too many necks and things to color. The best thing to draw is a blob. Yeah.
The blob.
I think I even did a frog comic about that blobs are the best monster because they're easiest to draw.
I don't know why you have not started your own show yet, Greg. I would listen to you talk for hours. You don't even need to draw anything. Just keep talking.
Glenn and I are thinking about it, doing a Monster Atlas podcast, but I need a host. I need someone like Nick to help me out.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have you on the podcast.
Have me on. Definitely. How about too many
Next.
All right, which one's calling to you?
I guess Godzilla and Kong.
Oh, we're starting easy. All right, let's do that
Yeah.
one. So, all right, Doc Samson, Godzilla versus Kong. Let's see, 9:14. I'm going to put that on the screen so you guys know what we're working on.
I had already, the picture, if you look at my screen there, I had actually already started drawing a Dracula frog, but I can do that later.
The time now is for Godzilla versus Kong. Very good. Hello, Milan. Nice to see you. Okay, so that is what we're going to work on. I'm going to switch over to mine for a little bit, and we'll let Greg move to Isla Sorna and start.
Good idea.
Take the Jeep. Well, you got to take the helicopter because it's a different
It
island.
takes a while.
It takes a little while. Let me get ready. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. If walk-over music.
If you guys took anything away from today, I hope it is too many necks. That's what I. All right, let me get the reference photo up. Let's see.
Yeah, it'd be a good plug for the new movie coming out, Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah. You know, that'd be awesome to have Greg on your show, Nick.
Oh, definitely.
I'm there.
I was booking my next show while I was on the first show. All right, let's see. All right, which all right, I'm gonna do this one, I guess. I got my photo.
I have to agree. In the chat, they're talking about how bad Alien versus Predator was. Yeah, it was. I fell asleep trying to watch that twice. So,
really?
Yeah, it's not that good.
I haven't seen any of them. We discussed this before. Nothing. Not the first one. Not the second. Not any of those.
Not a Predator movie. Not an Alien movie.
No, I know. It's all right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Kevin.
I know. Wow. Wow. Yep.
I'm not a big Alien fan. I'm really not a big, up in space type movie fan. So Aliens kind of go past me, but Predator was pretty good. The first one. And then it, went downhill.
Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. There's been a lot, right? There's been tons of movies in those franchises. Oh, you know what I just saw? And I groaned. I groaned. Was they added Jason X into Netflix? And I was like, oh
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched that the other night. I seen it popped up on Netflix. I'm like, oh, I got to watch this again because it's so bad.
I like how you're like, I got to watch this.
Right.
I was like, and I'm like, do I have to watch this?
I still think it's got one of the best death scenes for Jason, where he dips the lady's head into the was it the cold? I don't know what you want to call it, and then he takes her head and smashes it on the table after it freezes.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah. If you haven't seen Jason X, I just spoiled the only good part of the whole movie for you.
Oh no, that's awful.
This from memory.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, we're gonna.
He needs. Okay.
Switch over so we can see yours. You know what's funny? So Ray, who goes by Funny Figs in the chat, he does an art show as well. He does his every other week, and his specialty is to never look at reference for anything, and it results in some funny things.
Whereas, like, for Monster Atlas, I'm like always researching reference, and it's not always easy.
What's the hardest monster so far? The most challenging thing to draw?
Sometimes, because Glenn, the writer, he's like an expert on movies. He's seen everything. He also writes film reviews, and he's I think heads the San Diego Film Critics group. So he's seen everything. So he sent me stuff recently that it's just like there are no good pictures of this monster. So it's really hard for me, and there's been a few where I'm like, there are only pictures of the creature from like the waist up, so I have to assume what their feet look like. And I even watch I find YouTube videos of these movies, and the scenes that the monsters are in, they're never shot with, say, their feet. So I'm like, I have no idea what they look like. Recently, I did one for a Russian movie because we're working on Russian stuff. And there was this robot, and I could only find pictures of the robot's sort of like its top part of its body and its head. And I thought, oh crap, I gotta find what. There was like a couple bad pictures of it from the waist up, so I kind of knew what its arms looked like.
Yep.
Then I found that the same robot costume was used in another Russian movie with a different head, so I could see what the body looked like. So I was able to take the reference of the head that I had already seen and the reference of the body and cobble together what the final monster looked like. So that's
a really way of going about that.
It was work intensive. I was amazed that like, wow, they used the same costume, and the movie was like made 6 years apart.
I think I saw something trend up on the old YouTube algorithm that was like, here's all the props and stuff seen in Star Wars that was actually borrowed or used from other places and other films and television and stuff. I was like, oh.
Yeah, you got to cut costs down on these movie productions.
Right. Especially for these things that may be a gamble, like a Star War. It's like, what is this? Is this going to do all right? I know you're a big fan.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars, man.
Big fan.
Big fan, like huge.
Fazuma is here. What's up, Chris? He says, we got Chris Giddens in the chat, Greg.
I know that guy.
He said he's sorry he's late. He was at Waffle House.
And he wants to know who let Hyland in here.
What? I just left the door open and he walked in.
I saw the link and I clicked on it, and what do you know?
But honestly, I would listen to a show of you talking for like, let's just listen to Greg talk.
Let's start it.
I mean, I'm a little booked up, but you can do it.
I just love how he does the homework on these things, though. Unlike we do on our podcast, where we just shoot from the hip.
Actually, you're pretty good at using Reddit.
Don't get me started on Reddit.
Oh, I found it.
I love how mad you get though when you're like, all right, I'm going to read you the story from these. God, dang Redditors usually get so mad, but you still use it and read from it. It's great.
Yeah, well, I gotta dive into the pit of garbage every once in a while, right?
What's up, Bubba Laveau? Welcome. Okay,
And
what did you? Oh, hold on. Let me switch the camera. You're showing something. There we go.
I found my pictures of those robots.
The ones that you couldn't. You were having trouble with the lower half, like feet and stuff, right?
Yeah, the official pictures were pretty much this, but
yeah.
The pictures from the other movie showed the whole thing, but it had a different head.
It had a different head.
Yeah.
Oh, because they. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Took me a second there. I was like, what?
Yeah. So they used. Yeah. The only thing they made for the movie I wanted was a new head for the robot. So, yeah. And then there was another bad Russian movie with a robot that looked like this. So
you could literally, like, that sentence would have been right no matter what you finished it with. There was another bad Russian movie. Like, you could have said really anything. Anyways.
There you go. King Kong and Godzilla.
Back to the task at hand.
Yeah.
Art Aries likes to go to Reddit for some weird stuff. She says there's some gold there.
Is there gold in them there hills?
No.
No, there's no more gold. There's no gold.
There's no gold in Reddit.
There's no goal. I love how mad you get at Reddit. It really is entertaining.
Well, they look down at us YouTubers like we're garbage. I don't get it.
I mean, okay. Yep.
you barely go on and make a comment and they're like, well, were you some kind of YouTuber? It's like, yeah. And then they're like, they flag you and they're like, well, you're self-promoting on here. I'm like, no, you asked me if I was a YouTuber. I didn't tell you what my YouTube channel was or anything.
Yeah, I've done some pretty deep dives into the whole like self-promotion and rules of the internet, and like it's just like, how are you supposed to, for anybody who's self-employed, and I mean, yes, you need to make money to live, but also like you're trying your best to find an audience to sell whatever you like. How can you not? Like, it's just,
exactly.
I'm not, go spend what, $250,000 out of your money to go buy a radio television ad and streaming YouTube ads. Like, okay, that's not in the cards. So what do you expect from me?
Funny Fix says you have to pretend you're not promoting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
nothing
to
see here.
They'll be like, don't promote, and then everybody promotes.
All right.
And it's just like certain people don't promote.
Even though literally everyone does it there. Yeah, well, the 5 minutes that I spent there, I just made a couple of comments, and people are like, "Oh, you're self-promoting because you're a YouTuber." Like, no, I was actually trying to join in a conversation, but evidently I am self-promoting.
Nah, bro, nah.
Yeah, I think I'll pass. So they are the vein of my existence now. So screw you, Redditors.
Unless you need a story.
Yeah.
Like, come back.
Well, as you look at, or I should say, listen to the podcast, we make fun of their stories on there. So,
yeah. What's up, Bluegrass Bricks? Welcome, Charlie.
What's up, Charlie? Long time no see. Reddit is weird AF, usually.
Yeah.
Look at Godzilla. He's pretty bitching.
I'm gonna allow that.
Hey, I'm watching my tongue.
I am well aware. I know your history.
Yeah. So don't go and listen to Ghost Frickin' Talking with your kids around.
No.
Or your mom
or really just anybody else. I think you should just listen alone, quietly. Oh my god. It's actually not too bad. There was one episode, the one that I commented on, and I'm like, goodness gracious, this episode, I feel like I need to go to confession after this episode. This was a lot.
I was heated. I forgot what episode that was, but I was pretty heated on something, and I just let it flow.
Yeah, you were.
Must have been a Reddit episode.
It might have been, actually. It might have been.
Charlie wants you to draw the monster under his bed.
Oh, I'm sure you. Has that made it in the atlas, Greg? Monster under the bed?
Yes.
Is it just like a black pit with two eyes glowing?
Well, there's a legend in mostly Mexico and South America called the Coco, and it's basically the monster under the bed. And apparently, even if you say Cocoa or something like that to someone from Mexico, they cry.
Yep. Yes.
That it's so. So I drew. I drew it as if it was in a closet. So I surround it in the closet door. And then there's another version in Spain that's basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting because, as I've said before many times, so my wife is Mexican. She was born in Mexico and came to the United States when she was very young. And some of the stuff that's just like, culturally ingrained is pretty deep. It's no, it's not a negotiable. It's like, no, this is the truth. Like, she gets super, super crazy about like the tooth fairy. I'm sure you probably know about the whole like Greg, about like baring your teeth and stuff in Mexican culture because like the tooth fairy will come and take your kids unless you do that, and like like I mean crazy stuff, and it's like not even a negotiable thing. It's like, no, this is real. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that all stems back to trying to keep your kids in line
Yes.
during those
Yep.
days.
I've said this, and I've decided to stop saying it. I was like, okay, I'm done. Let's see. I think I want to shrink Kong a little bit. I don't
Just
like
like the Krampus was brought up to make sure your kids were in line during the Christmas season. Otherwise, they would pay their neighbors to come in and beat their kids dressed as Krampus.
Just another day.
European monsters, that's basically what's behind them, keeping your kids in line.
Yeah, for sure.
I was actually on someone else's podcast around Christmas to talk about Christmas monsters because there's so many of them in Europe that basically they come and take your bad kids away and beat them, or worse. It's good. We got a bunch of them. So
There's the bilge nickel.
We got a bunch of them. We're good.
That one I don't know.
He's kind of like a Krampus one-off, or they had the original Elf on the Shelf, like the elf that would come in and torture your kids during the middle of the night. I forget what it was called.
A nightmare is what it's called. But yeah, it's all about like, I want my kids to behave, so let me traumatize you for the rest of the time. That'll do it.
Yeah, so every was it December 4th? We read the Krampus book, and make sure that they're still in line, that they don't get drowned in the river down the street, and
oh my goodness,
it's good parenting right there.
Hello there. Oh, it just went by. Brickman Mosaics Art. Hello, or Brick Mandalorian Mosaics Art. That looks like a adjustment to the name, if I'm recalling correctly. People changing names on me, and then I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I kind of know this name, but I kind of not.
I was like, I think I recognize that logo.
Exactly.
Trauma is the best teacher. Yep.
Apparently.
Chupacabra. Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, you got the Chupacabra. Does a Slender Man? Does he make the Atlas, or is that more?
Yep.
Yep.
There.
Sweet.
I think we put him like in the west of America because that was the first sort of like mention of him, or it's in California. I can't remember, but he's there.
Yeah.
I like how definitive that is. You're like, have you guys ever heard about the Slender Man? He's in California. It's like, oh, all right, we'll just stay away from there.
Do you have a Bloody Bones Man? Is he in your books?
I don't think so.
Bloody Bones Man, he visits you during your night terrors. A lot of people see him during like kind of that in between sleep and awake, and basically it's a guy in a top hat with his skin is like melting from his face, and blood is dripping from his hands as he's trying to reach out for you.
Oh yeah, that guy's in Baltimore. He's like, oh.
We do have a few night terror type monsters. There's a lot of them. So,
all right, here's my Godzilla versus King Kong.
Sweet. Golden Light Picture says, how many monster books are there going to be?
We want to do the whole world.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. That should keep us busy. So right now there are 3 books. The 4th book comes out hopefully by Halloween, and that will make 3 European books. And then I imagine Asia will take at least 3 books again. originally I just wanted to do one book, but as I started working on it, I was like, I can't do it. It can't be one book. So I thought we're gonna have to divide this up.
I think that makes sense, though.
And then even Europe, we were like, that'll be one book. And then we realized, nope, we got to divide this up. Also, mostly because our printer told us that the America's book we did is about as big a book as we could do without it falling apart on people.
Well, when you were showing it off, I was like, that's a giant book.
Yeah, it's like 350 pages. So each of the Europe books are about 150 to 200 pages each. So yeah, seeing the printer, we thought, oh, the Europe book is probably going to be 500 pages, and the printer said no.
It is not, actually. Let me tell you.
So then, and also because the America book is $50, people at shows are like, oh, I don't know, that's a lot of money. But then it's like having a $30 book, it's more acceptable, excuse me, to buy two $60 books than to buy one $50 book. So I think we're probably going to make more money by having 3 Europe books than by having one big one.
Sure.
Because no one so far, not that I've done a lot of shows because of pandemic, but no one squawked at the price of the $30 books. But they don't like $50.
That's just drawing the line.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm gonna draw. So I know you're still working on yours, Greg, and that's fine. I'm gonna sketch out. I want to do this Siren Head guy. So I'm gonna work on that for a second.
Yeah, I don't like my Kong and Godzilla anyway.
No, you.
I
just
looked
like
at Godzilla reference, which was a bad mistake because now I can't figure out, do I make this cartoony or realistic?
Yeah, well, yeah. When I was looking for the reference, there was a ton of variety. So it's like I was looking at the image I used was, I think, from the most recent movie promo art, and I swiped right, and it was like them as cartoon characters playing Uno. I was like, oh, all right, nope, let me go back to the other one. All right, so I'm gonna work on this crazy guy. Ray freaking loves Siren Head, apparently.
Siren Head is a creation of artist Trevor Henderson. Siren Head is a tall, fleshy creature whose head is a pole with 2 speakers attached. It lurks in wooded areas, emitting disturbing noises. Sometimes they are distorted radio reports or weird, garbled pieces of music.
I agree. I agree with all the above.
Sounds like what is his name? The Transformers guy, Bumblebee.
Has anyone done a movie yet of this character?
I have not seen it, but it looked like there was a clip on when I just Googled it. It looked like there was a movie clip.
Like maybe somebody had made their.
Yeah, it's a short film. Someone made it like probably a school film.
Got it. Good for the artist that made this. You know, now you got a thing. Go make a Netflix movie.
It is a creepy looking character, though.
Yeah, it is. The fact
kind of has like a Stranger Things vibe to it.
The fact that it's uses the whole siren is particularly bothersome to me because I live next to it. I mean, you guys have heard it if you've listened to the show for any length of time. That thing goes off every day almost. And so I'm like, are you telling me one of these days it's not going to be real? It's like, oh no. Oh no.
Jeff said a lot of independent game designers have done games revolving around Siren Head.
That's cool.
Siren Head looks like he should belong in a Silent Hill game, and he's the guy that's signals when it's time to switch.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yep. So, Greg, are you a fan? So, speaking of monsters and going into like creepier stuff, are you a fan of scary movies?
Less so. Maybe you can agree with this, Kevin. But as soon as I had a daughter, I was less interested in anything horror.
Interesting.
I couldn't take it anymore. Even like video games, I stopped playing Resident Evil and Silent Hill because I was just like, I can't take it.
So for like a vast majority of my life, I didn't like entertain any of that stuff at all. I was like, nah, no, thank you. And I've slowly but surely over the last, probably because of Nick's bad influence, but slowly been kind of like, watching some of these older movies, and yeah, it's interesting. Last Halloween, I went through like a challenge to see how many like scary movies like that I'd never seen that I'd watched. Like I watched Poltergeist for the first time in my life, and there was more. The Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. I wrote all these down somewhere. I can't remember though. But it's interesting because like for me, what was it? The Evil Dead. I watched that. That was like diving into the
I'll never forget that text.
I was like, okay. Well, yeah. So the one thing I did know, not necessarily from scary movies, but just in general, is that I can't stand like old school claymation style effects. Like it makes me sick to my stomach. And so I was like, oh, let me watch a scary movie. Oh, what Evil Dead? I hear about this movie all the time. People talk about it. Like that is the movie that I should not watch in my life. It's like, oh, you don't like practical effects and like claymation human beings being disintegrated, and we'll just do the whole movie like that. It's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So Kevin has a hard time watching Gumby.
I don't have any problems with Gumby. Okay, Gumby's fine. I used to love Gumby.
Yeah. The 80s used a lot of that concept of the stop motion stuff. Especially the director that did The Evil Dead, Sam Raimi. He loves doing that.
Like literally makes my skin crawl.
The practical effects.
It's just like,
I think that's the best I can do on Godzilla.
I mean, that's great. Doc says the girl locked in the basement, horrifying. Yes. The scene with the pencil, also yes. All of the things, yes. All of those things, yes. Yeah, sweet. So yeah, I mean, do you want to switch over? I'm doing Siren Head if you want to do Siren Head with me, or you can pick something else. It's all good.
I'll finish my Dracula frog.
That's fine. Here, let me switch Dracula. I thought for a second before you said what it was, I thought maybe it was because I saw we had Man Bat suggested earlier. I thought maybe it was Man Bat frog. It's all
cool.
It's a frog and a man and a bat. It's all the things.
I'm gonna have to do that next.
And yes, I'm a fan of the gifts in the mail that you send out, Greg, for Patreon. I'm a fan. I also like that. I mean, maybe I'm missing announcements and stuff. I don't think I am, but they always seem like just very, very like out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh, what is this? and I like that. Like that's to me very like a who doesn't want to get a random surprise gift in the mail? But
well, here I'll announce one thing now. Because hopefully people have, I noticed at least one person has joined Patreon for me, which is fantastic. But one of the things that's going to be coming soon is this.
Well, hold on. Let me switch back over to your screen. There we go. Yep.
A Frog Crisis mini comic with a cover by Mr. Hinkle.
Yes.
Ooh.
That was fun. That was a fun one.
So I think the
I felt like I was trying to channel my inner Greg Hyland on that joke, and I was like, part of me really feels like you have made some kind of joke about OnlyFans before, but maybe I was imagining that.
someone recently said to me, "Why aren't you on OnlyFans?" And I didn't know what it was. So I looked it up and I was horrified.
I was horrified.
I mean, I joined, but
All right.
I kind of looked it up to see what it was, and I kind of went, "Of course."
Of course it is.
Of course this.
We were just talking about that in our recent episode.
Oh yeah, you were. You were just talking about you launching your new
Yeah, we're gonna launch a Ghost Freaking Talking OnlyFans, where I do the podcast in the nude.
And I'm also keeping tabs of how many times you have mentioned the fact that you are very much interested in launching some licensed thongs and bikini bottoms and stuff with your brand, and I'm like, I don't know if that's quite the right fit for the paranormal world, but okay.
Hey, there's a lot of those alternative girls out there that would look great in a Ghost Freaking Talking thong.
I'm like, that's an interesting merchandising maneuver. I think it's the fact that you keep talking about it, so it makes it funny. It's like once upon a time you might have thought this was a joke. I assure you, it is not a joke.
Well, the company that we do our merch stuff with, Spreadshop, they actually listen to the podcast. I would think after a while of me talking about it, they would actually launch that product.
Hi, hello, sir. We are a fan of your production. My name is Amanda, and I work in marketing. We have decided to launch this new product based because of yours. Yeah, okay. Got it.
Jeff says, "Hey, paranormal investigators wear underpants."
I mean,
exactly.
It's true.
Hey, you have to, when they scare the crap out of you, you got to have something to keep it in, right?
I guess so. That's fine.
No, Doc, they don't have to be alternative to wear thongs. It's okay. And Arid wants to know when the MrHinkleDraws OnlyFans drops.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep. I think I'll stick with Patreon.
I don't think he could get that clearance with his wife on that one.
But hey, as I've said many times, you want to throw some money over on the Patreon. You depending on the tier, I mean, you're giving me money, so I'll let you draw. Yeah, that does need to be a motto, Jeff. Hey, you got to keep it in somewhere where the scares. Yep, that's a good one. Actually, it's not that bad. Not that bad.
That's our new tagline for Ghost Freaking Hunting.
All right, here's my siren head. There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
And if it was actually the size of Godzilla, that's kind of terrifying. Kind of terrifying.
How would you like to be just walking in the woods and all of a sudden this thing comes walking at you with sirens blaring?
You know what? Peace out, y'all.
Then you'll be happy that you're wearing Ghost Freaking Talking underwear.
Oh my goodness. It goes in. We're ready to believe you. All of a sudden. You should do, you know what, to be honest, the three of you, Nessie and Trent should do a really badly acted commercial. You know,
we do badly acted podcasts all the time. I think we could do it.
Can you make it work? But just like, I want like the deadpan, like you're trying to say something in unison, but one person is like 2 seconds off. We're ready.
So you hear things going bump in the night. We are here to talk about this bump with you.
Chris says, "Hey son, come see Godzilla." Oh, then Naked Nick. Oh, now Siren Head. Oh, well, yeah, it went off the rails. It went off the rails really, really quickly. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do Dracula because you're doing Dracula Frog, so I'm gonna do a Dracula.
Oh, that's a good idea.
My Dracula will be frogless.
Kevin's never having me back on.
Should I do like the classic Dracula that's got like the crazy hair? Right, it's like the two giant white buns. Yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
It's in the next Monster Atlas.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. The next one, I'm calling it my Dracula book because there's so many Draculas in it. The last book, the Western Europe, I call my Frankenstein book because it had lots of Frankensteins.
Frankenstein's monsters?
I like calling them Frank. I know you're not supposed to call the monster Frankenstein, but I do because it makes horror fans annoyed. Just like I say Legos.
That's fine with me. It doesn't bother me at all. No. Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Doc has a good point that Nick should probably come back for episode 69.
To make up for my uncharged 69th episode the other day, I guess. He was very sad.
It just seems like that's the brand. All right, let's see here.
We did I've got the Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
I've got Lugosi. I've got Christopher Lee. I've got the book version. I've got the historical version in there too. So we have as many Draculas as possible.
As humanly possible.
Yeah. All Draculas or your money back.
All the Draculas.
I bet you that book won't suck.
Bum, 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 bum.
Brick Mandalorian said Jeff the Killer. That's a monster. Is Jeff a killer that I don't know? He's brought it up a couple of times, so I'm like, okay, is this a joke that I'm missing?
I don't know. Hello, Pink Wheels. Welcome.
Ooh, Pink Wheels said suggesting girl climbing out of the well from Oringu.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good one.
It was funny because while we were filming inside Wolf Hollow for our Wolf Hollow video, Trent was filming and he goes, "Dad, look at this." I'm like, I look over and it looked like the girl from The Ring standing there. It ended up being like something laid over a t-shirt hanging off the rack, but it looked like the girl standing there.
Oh, that's fine.
It happens.
It's a thing. It occurs. I was glad to finally see that. It got to the point where I actually forgot that you did it. I was like, oh yeah, they did an investigation.
Oh yeah, it only took me almost a year for it to come out.
It was just about a year. That is true.
I was going through some stuff, Kevin. Come on.
I think the world was going through some stuff. It's fine. It's acceptable. I'll accept those terms.
Doc Sampson, well, he kills the conversation. Ba-da-dum. Talking about Jeff. Tippy waitresses, I'm here all week, says Doc.
All right, let me switch this over again. Isn't there a kid you should be teaching the alphabet to, Doc, or maybe numbers? That's okay. Who says Jeff's not funny? Who's saying this? That's cool.
So, Greg, somebody in the chat earlier said something about Mike and was it Sully from Monsters Inc. Are they in your book?
No.
No?
Because we don't know where they are. Although they're kind of everywhere because they show up in the real world. but no.
That is true. They are kind of everywhere because they've got the power to transport through doors.
Yeah. Although that's not a bad idea. Maybe we should have done it. After we published the first book, I have so many monsters that I should have included. So, and even when we were doing the book, it was like, we got to send this to the printer today or tomorrow. And I was like, I got one more to do. And we were always like that, just one more. And I'd call the printer and say, we got to add 2 pages. And they'd be like, okay.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I remember, I think if you do get the Americas book, I think the Amphibian Man from Shape of Water is the last thing I drew, because the movie was just out while we were finishing it. But Glenn was like, we got to have this in there.
I still haven't seen that movie.
I just started watching it because I got the Disney Plus, which, what's more Disney than sexy amphibian monsters?
That's what I've always said. I've always said that.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, and that comment totally derailed me. Oh, did you finish Frog Dracula? Look at that. There we go.
There it is. It's yours for $10, kids.
It can be yours for the low price.
Yeah.
Yes. What are the questions you guys have for Greg while I keep working on this Dracula?
Arid says, I feel like Shape of Water is overrated. And Doc says, it doesn't look like Tony Stark, Kevin.
Well, that's okay, because it wasn't supposed to be. I need you guys to know how often I go back and look at that. I'm like, it's not bad. Because it's in the same folder so I put them all in the same folder, and I keep just compiling all of the stuff for the year. And I've gone so many times, and I'm like, all right, let me just look real quick while I'm in this folder. I'm like, that's not bad. What are you talking about?
So Greg, have you seen the movie Hell Comes to Frogtown?
No, but I'm aware of it.
That was more than me.
Yeah, it's a definite watch. Definitely need to watch it. I actually said in a podcast, Saturday Night Freak Show, we reviewed it, and that was the first time me seeing it. It's a pretty cool watch. It's got
I don't know if I ever really take a Nick saying definite watch recommendation. With
it's got Rowdy Piper in it, man. Come on.
Oh, you're
best
right.
actor of our 80s. Come on.
Nick says I have to watch this. And that was the day I stopped listening.
Well, I am a fan of the Sharknado movies, so I guess that shows you my taste in movies.
That tells you everything you need to know.
I just like it because it's so bad.
I also am a fan of something that it's so bad that it's good. I'll admit that there's something to that. Oh, earlier Pink Wheel said, I think that was the comment that I forgot that I was going to say mid thought about potentially doing a Cars themed episode. Yeah, I would. I've done a vehicles one, and I'd like to do another vehicles one because there's so many. Yeah, that's something I don't do almost ever, and so that's good. I like to do stuff like that.
Chef says, I thought the only movie Piper was in was They Live. Nope. Go see Hell Comes to Frogtown. It is awesome. 2 thumbs way up.
If you're not satisfied, remember to go to Nick's show. Let him know that you are not satisfied, not my show. What's up? What's up, Larry? Kevin's having flashbacks of Tony Stark. It's not bad. Greg, I drew a picture of Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark from that scene where he, does the snap in Endgame, and everybody says it's bad all the time. I think they're making fun.
I better find it and look.
Exactly, you should.
I'm sure it's fine.
Um, yeah. So how are things looking up in your neck of the woods in terms of like vaccines and life somewhat maybe getting back to some kind of normal? Is there any updates for you, Greg?
Better.
Like that?
It could be better.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
My parents are done.
Okay.
But nothing for me until at least April. So
Gotcha.
I don't know. The government can't be trusted.
What did you just say? The government can't be trusted? Is that what you said?
Can't be trusted.
Okay. Well, I believe it. They just made an announcement actually yesterday that Connecticut has bumped up the date. So starting April 1st, everybody can get the vaccine in the state. So that'll be on my list of things to do. I got to make sure I get my microchip.
So they can track you, man.
Yes, because that's what they needed. It's like, because if they were going to do it, this was the time to do it.
They're like, oh, Kevin's in his basement again.
Finally. Finally, we got all the plans come together.
Oh, Kevin still hasn't moved from his basement.
No, still there. Still there. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Okay, Bobo Laveau says, I would like to know why Greg is maligning Popeyes, which is in fact amazing.
Oh my God.
There.
Oh,
now we're getting to the real. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of today's show.
Uh-oh. Is that Joey in the chat?
What's up, Joey? Yeah, Greg, as I mentioned, one of my favorite people. His commentary on takeout and food is also very amusing to me on social media. So if you're not following Greg, you may. I do have some links in the description on Facebook and YouTube. There's some links to his Twitter and Instagram. I think there's maybe one or two others. All of them have a different name, just so you know. I laugh about that though every time.
Looks like we got Larry Legend in the chat. I don't know if I've seen him earlier or not.
Yes. Hello, dear Lawrence. How are you today? Welcome, and welcome again to Joey. You're doing good. He's got a cape, doesn't he? Yeah, he has a cape. Let me see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you always had to wear a cape back in the day, man. That's when you knew you were fancy. Very pinkies up.
Pinkies up.
Listen to them, children of the night.
Oh, yeah, you have a quote.
Yep. It's in our opening.
Uh-oh, there we go. Aries Loves Noddles has changed the name to hashtag Hinkle OnlyFans drop.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Shake my head. I'm getting formal named, and I've been here for 3 minutes, says Larry. Yep.
Arid wants to know, does Greg have a Twitter? Do you tweet, Greg?
Yes. As Kevin said, it's all different names, but it's lethargic_lad.
Yep. You can find it. It can be found.
It's because lethargic lad used to be my thing, and now it's not.
And the website doesn't work anymore either, right?
I know. I'm trying to get that back. The web company is really annoying.
I mean, most are.
Yep. So I'm trying to get out of it. The problem was the person that set up my domain name, they left a question to answer. And of course it's their question. So they asked me and I couldn't answer it. So they said, we don't know who you are. We think you're a Russian bot. So they're like, you have to provide us with government ID, a utility bill, and a notified statement of your identity.
And a blood sample.
Pretty much. So the
welcome.
notified thing is really annoying to get, but I'm getting it next week and doing all that stuff. But I also don't care because I don't know if anyone was looking at lethargiclad.com anyway.
I just saw this comment.
Dogcrisis.com and monsteratlas.com. So that's kind of more important to me at the moment. I'm going to get Lethargic Lad just because it's important. And I will do it again one day.
So let's see. A couple of things. First of all, welcome to the stream, Kelsey. Hello.
Yeah, I just had to look up her suggestion there.
What is it?
I never heard of it. The bunyip is a creature from Australian Aboriginal mythology, said to lurk in swamps, billabongs, creeks, and riverbeds.
Oh, anything that's in a billabong is not to be trusted.
It looks pretty cool though. From a couple of the artistic representations of it, looks pretty cool.
Something else I was going to say. Oh, if you want, I think I would say Greg's Twitter is probably the best place for the most humorous fast food hot takes. That's probably the best place to go there. In my humble opinion. Okay, let's see. Do you want to pick? Are you ready to realign, Greg, on starting another one together?
I'm doing a Frankenstein frog.
Oh, okay. Greg, you should have started your own show like 2 years ago. What are you doing?
Oh, okay.
What are you doing? This is amazing. Someone needs to make that happen. Ideally you. It would be good to make it happen.
Bigfoot at the Waffle House, this was Zoom.
Okay. Was I going to say something else? I don't remember. I saw a video the other day that came up again on the old YouTube algorithm about the creepiest monsters or creepiest things from the Nickelodeon Are You Afraid of the Dark show. And I remember watching that show and I remember being creeped out. But the only thing that has ever like retained in my memory was the crazy jester that when he laughed, all the jelly came out of his mouth. Like I have never forgotten that guy. I'm like, okay, little Kevin is scarred. But then I watched the video. I'm like, oh, I've seen all of these. These are all horrible. I was like, they had in their list, their like top 10 list. The worst one was the guy that's like a skeleton, but also a zombie. He lives in the pool. And he's red. He's like red, like a red skeleton with like disintegrating cloth on him, and he lives in pools. And so he emerges from like the high school pool, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, it's all coming back to me now. And then the clown. There's like 2 clown episodes, and I'm like, oh my goodness, how did I watch this show as a kid?
I never watched it.
It's actually, to be honest, thinking about it even now, that's some hard hitting, like it stands the test of time for sure.
Because that had to have been around the time of like Goosebumps and stuff, right?
Yeah. All right. What do you think, Greg? You want to start another one?
Okay, maybe.
Frog Frankenstein looks like he's done, I assume.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which side. I keep getting mixed up on this. Which side does the scar go on? It goes on
the
right side.
upper left.
Yes.
Yes.
It does.
Brick Mandalorian Mosaic Artist. Has anyone ever read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
Yes, that's one of my favorite books of all time.
Didn't you read it in its entirety or no?
Yeah. We split it up into like different videos, but yeah.
I remember reading that when I was in elementary school, and again, the stories that really cemented themselves in my memory was I think it was like the girl that went to the prom and then got like somebody shoved a fork in her dress and she died of fright in front of a grave.
Yeah. She thought somebody was grabbing her to the grave.
Right.
Yep.
And then also the hook. There's a hook on a car handle.
Yep.
And then there's one about the window viper.
I've come to wash and wipe your windows.
Yeah, and he's just like some custodian guy that has a really thick accent. Like those are the ones that like I won't forget those. Those have firmed up their spot in my memory.
Yeah, I just remember like being back in school and they banned those books for a while. So then it was like cool to actually go to the library and actually get the book.
All right, so let's see. We've got a bunch of awesome stuff in the chat. I don't know if there's anything in particular, Greg, that I can read them to you since I know it's on a different location.
Yeah.
We've got we've got Slender Man. We've got a White Walker. The girl climbing out of the well. That also, I could go for that one if you want to do that one. Let's see. A Nightmare. The Bunny Yip. Let's see. The Wendigo. Or Wendigo, Bigfoot at Waffle House, Chris. What do we got here? The Amble, Michigan Monster Green Squirrel. How does there a monster squirrel? Of course, there's a monster squirrel from Reed. The Headless Horseman. I do not accept horse recommendation.
The Wendigo actually looks pretty cool.
Wendigo is probably the most popular drawing from the Monster Atlas. I get the most compliments about that one.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let me find it for you.
It says here, Wendigos are described as powerful monsters that have a desire to kill and eat their victims. In most legends, humans transform into Wendigos because of their greed and weakness. It's kind of like a deer, like a humanoid deer-looking creature.
Nothing scary about that.
Nope.
Everything's fine here. We're fine here. How are you?
Bluegrass. That would be my suggestion. Bluegrass is Mothman. I'm a huge fan of the Mothman since he's like in our neighborhood.
On the map. Let's consult the map.
We got Mothman.
Yeah, there's been a lot of sightings recently in the Chicagoland area of Mothman here lately. So,
that's cool.
A bat-like humanoid creature has been spotted multiple times at in O'Hare.
Maybe I should draw this Wendigo thing. Let's see. Let me look at it. Let me look at this. Let me investigate. Let me go on my own paranormal investigation into Google.
Kevin's gonna come back with nightmares.
Oh. What on earth?
I'm telling you, he looks cool.
He's got like an exposed rib cage.
Yeah.
You should get that looked at.
Popular searches with the Wendigo is Bigfoot, Cthulhu, and Krampus. And
I did do a Mothman once upon a time. I don't remember. Was that on? That might have been on Ray's when Ray was on with me, I think. Oh, here we go. Do we have it? Let's see. Let me. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. There we go.
That's cool. Uh-oh. I was gonna say, did it freeze?
No, we're all just in stunned. We're in stunned silence.
There we go.
Look at that.
I definitely gotta get me one of these books.
MonsterAtlas.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, then we have we have another special page for Wendigo because one of my friends, Gerhardt, who has worked in comics, he used to work on the comic Cerebus. He did that for us.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, yeah, nothing unsettling there.
No, not at all. He also drew Mothman for us.
Oh, that
is really cool.
Is that on the back?
Yeah.
That's nice.
And it's in the book.
That's pretty cool.
So he always does a few pieces for us in each book. He did a Nessie for the British Isles book. And he did, I've lost, here it is. He did a Frankenstein for
Cool.
for the Western Europe book. And he's done a really good Lugosi Dracula for the next book.
Those are, I mean, I would say those were like spot on. Those are really good.
Yeah, he's done about 3 or 4 full-page pictures in each book, and they're nice.
Awesome.
I'm trying to convince him that we should make prints of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. I'm down.
Yeah, I'd definitely buy a print of that Mothman. That looks really cool.
All right, we need to pick another thing to draw. I can't have
I thought you were going with the Wendigo.
Oh, I can't. That's fine. I didn't know.
There's Nosferatu he did.
Hold on. Let me throw this on. Wait, there you go. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I will work on this.
Nosferatu always reminds me of the SpongeBob episode.
Oh, yeah.
Hashling and Slasher.
Nosferatu.
Slashling, hashling, slashlinging.
Yes. Yes, it does. Yeah, I always think of that too. Oh, and actually, there was an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode with Nosferatu in it that I had forgotten about, where he comes out of the black and white screen of like a local movie theater, which is like, oh, all right.
Wow, Fazoom. Fazoom said, whoa, that looks like Nick. Wow.
Oh. He said earlier he made a joke about how he went to Waffle House, so he'll have a case of Krampus later. Oh, that's funny.
Bum bum ba bum.
All right, so I'm gonna work on this Wendigo. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, I'll do one too.
All right.
Unless I do as a frog.
I mean, you should. if that's your most popular one, there should be a frog version. It's Tony Stark. Jeff, you hush. Hush. It's not bad. It's not bad.
I mean, who else has a Krampus stuffy?
Of course you do. It's really like when you go to Nick's house, all of a sudden you open that door in the woods with the pumpkin jack-o'-lantern on it, and all of a sudden the family is like singing in unison. Dun, 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 dun.
I mean, how many other households can you walk into and has a human skull in it?
Exactly. You have the countdown timer, how many days till Halloween.
Yep, exactly.
And as soon as it's done, you're like, all right, who's ready for next year?
365 days till next Halloween.
Boys and girls of every age.
Pazum goes, have you seen Nosferatu and Nick in the same place at the same time? Never.
Oh my goodness, I haven't thought of the implications of that.
Actually, I'm not gonna draw a Wendigo.
Okay, that's why.
I actually have a lot of respect for it because of like cultural appropriation and stuff.
Oh no, am I gonna like burst into flames or something?
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right, I died doing what I loved. I guess I need to read the book to understand where that's coming from.
Well, it's there's no book. I mean, there's a
Well, I mean, you would have written something about it.
Read my book, sure.
Yeah,
read my book, of course. But it's like a pretty important legend in Native communities. And the nice thing is, though, I've had several Indigenous people look at my book at conventions and stuff, and they always point out Wendigo, and they go, wow, you did a good job. So I'm happy about that, but it still makes me nervous to draw it.
Sure. What's up, Papa B? We got Canadian Papa Bear here. Hello.
Brick Mandalorian said, I found a human skull yesterday on my hike this morning.
What? No, come on. Come on.
Did it look anything like this?
Nothing like a normal hike. Oh, is that another human skull?
Right
Yeah.
there.
Nick's flexing his human skulls.
Yeah. Got to get Martha some airtime.
We're a package deal. You get
Yeah. Yeah, you can't have me and not have Martha on. That's how we roll here.
That is how it works. Let's see. What did Papa B say? The Monster Transformers Terror Con Ripper Snapper. Wow. Okay, that is interesting. I'll have to take a look and see what that looks like.
And Joey says, yeah, there's Native American references to the Wendigo.
You know about this creature, Joey? Wow.
Here it says Ghost Freaking Talking just has a collection of skulls. Pretty much.
Did you used to have a fake one, or am I imagining that?
Yeah, I have some wax ones.
Okay.
That we used to have until I met Vanessa, and Vanessa's like, here's a human skull.
I mean, that's a perfectly normal thing that any couple, when they start seeing each other, they usually give each other human remains.
Right? It's not true love until she gives you a human skull.
Yeah, that's what I'll tell the psychiatrist. Made for each other. Made for each other.
Oh, it was funny to see the ex-wife walk into the house with pure disgust in her face. The kids are like, "Hey, Mom, look at Dad's got a human skull."
I was trying to oh my God, I can't even. Right? I know. My wife didn't give me a human remains. Oh, so that means Papa B's got some human remains too, I guess.
Sands is in a chat and he goes, and that, kids, is how I met your mother.
What's up, Sands? We drew Siren Head earlier. I know that was something that you had mentioned once upon a time.
I'm surprised he hasn't requested Nessie.
Yeah,
that,
but that happened
first
before.
episodes?
Yeah, he did, and I really quickly drew a silhouette.
Yeah.
And I was like, this has to be in the ceremonial print, 100%.
Yeah, love is real human skulls. No other way to go at it.
I mean, there might be another way to go.
I'll never forget that conversation. She's like, yeah, I have a human skull. She goes, you want it? I'm like, that's a lifelong dream of mine. Of course.
You're sitting there in your head. Don't say yes. Don't say yes. Don't say yes. Don't say it. Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's a lifelong dream of mine. Yep. Nothing weird about this.
No, nothing weird about that. No.
Let's see.
Was this someone she knew? No. Even though it is kind of, I did kind of question because she works for a funeral home and all of a sudden she has a human skull. Tie 2 and 2 together.
You could feel it in his mouth. Yeah. I mentioned earlier, Papa B, that Nick does like a paranormal podcast, and he goes into monsters and cryptids and this whole universe. So when Greg, who's the guest artist today, when he was like, let's do monsters, I'm like, I know who needs to be here today. It was too easy. I was like, we got this one worked out.
He could feel it in his bones. Yep.
Right. I did a mummy frog, but I don't have any good color pens to color it. I'm sad.
Don't you just need it's a mummy, mostly white. Just put some shade. Put one layer of shade.
Yeah.
Do a yellow. If you don't have a yellow, do a gray.
Oh,
If you don't have a gray, do a blue.
I was thinking tan, but I don't have a good tan.
I still don't have a good tan. I have said that same thing so many times. Like, I don't have a good tan. And I just keep using like somewhat okay tans or like flesh tone or like light browns. I'm like, this is not a good tan.
Well, I just want a light brown, but
my kingdom for a light brown.
Yeah. All the art stores around here suck, so.
What's up, Joseph Zawada? Sans wants to know what's with this hashtag Hinkle OnlyFans drop and how do we get that ball rolling? I don't know what to say. Papa B says, what's his podcast so I can subscribe? Go ahead, Nick.
Is Ghost Frickin' Talking. You can be found on Spotify. Was it iTunes, whatever that is, Apple Podcasts, anywhere. Was iHeartRadio, and we can also be found in visual form here on YouTube at Ghost Frickin' Talking.
That's if you dare to see them. Like, I guess I will look at them with my eyes.
And I'll make a comment in the chat, and then that's how you spell Ghost Freaking and Talking in.
You need to do that because they don't spell it the way anybody would ever spell it.
Apple, I'll be listening tonight. Awesome. Thank you.
But
like I said, fair warning. It is there is some adult talking content on there. So
yeah, Nick's he dials it up to 11.
A lot of info about how to do your taxes.
Exactly.
That is probably
how to do your taxes.
That is literally the most terrifying. Please don't. This podcast is rated mature for tax information.
That's the adult material.
It sounds like you really need to get this OnlyFans thing going, Kevin. There's a big cry for it.
But I don't understand why those people can't just support me on Patreon.
Oh, Canadian Papa Bear said, sorry, on the Twitch side. Hold on.
What?
It's Ghost Freaking FREAK apostrophe N.
All about the apostrophes.
Talking TALK apostrophe N.
Don't be telling people.
Vanessa's ears are burning out there when we were talking about her grave robbing.
Please don't tell. please omit that information.
We'll like to strike that from the record.
Exactly. Sounds the best on Spotify, says Doc.
Yes, it does. I don't know why. I think Spotify like amplifies us or something. I don't know how it actually works out there, but definitely sounds different on Spotify.
Maybe they have like less compression or something of the file.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
And sexy on it. I don't know.
It's probably not that. Is there like, do people have to have a certain amount of inebriation when they listen on Spotify? It's like, this guy sounds great.
Yeah, right.
All right, now we gotta randomly add blood because that's what we do, I guess.
Fazoom says still sounds like Ghost Frickin' Tacos when it's said. Pretty much.
Yes.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. We're here. I don't really remember. I already closed the reference image. I don't think it has bloody hands, but I'm gonna give it.
Ah, yeah, the Wendigo just ripped somebody up.
Probably, more than likely. I just remember like its entire ribs were like exposed. It's like, that seems like a problem. Like, please don't. It's like fighting a boss, and it's like that's the weak spot. It's like a glowing eye. It's like, I wonder where I should damage this creature. Oh, right there. It's exposed rib cage. Larry says, that is freaking amazing, Kevin. Well, thank you, Larry. Appreciate that. Let's do the horns. Let's see. Yeah, this is nice using this new tablet. It's not as unnatural. It's just like, yep, if I put that line there, that's where I drew it. As opposed to randomly just going, oh, dang it, it's not taking where I'm putting it. All right, there we go. This creature must love ketchup. Yes. Oh, let's see. What is the name of the pie? Ghost Freaking Talk. He just put in the chat too. If you want to see the name, that's the YouTube channel too. You can subscribe there.
Yep.
Hello, Scott. Idea Brickworks is here. Nice, welcome. We're doing monsters today, Scott, and we've got Greg Hyland is on as my guest artist today, and Nick is helping with chat MC duties.
Bazoom said I should do a cooking episode and make it ghost freaking tacos.
You said duties. All right, let's see. Did you see they're making a movie?
What's that?
Beavis and Butthead.
No. Oh, is it going to be right to like Paramount or whatever?
Yeah, Paramount Plus. But it's kind of funny because they did the announcement. I mean, it's like 45 seconds to a minute long, and it's via Zoom. So like, but it's like, so is everybody here? and Beavis is like, where's Butthead? He's like, I'm right here. But
weren't they supposed to be making a new show even with them like growing up with their own kids?
Oh, I don't know about that. I didn't hear about that. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Beavis is like, we're gonna be on Paramount Plus, and the joke, of course, is he's like, you just said Mount. So, all right. Okay. Let's see. Now
I'm back.
Greg is back.
Oh, and I just see in the comments, someone named Fazoom asked about the killer bunny from Monty Python.
Yep.
It's in the Monster Atlas.
That's pretty funny.
So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Joseph Zawada knows the Zelda rule of a large glowing protrusion of weakness that negates any sense of evolution. Yep. All right. What should we draw, Greg?
I don't know.
Okay.
I finished my frog mummy.
It's great.
Now I need to draw a frog werewolf, Wolfman.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll just pick something here. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I want to do that. The Ring, the girl from the Ring. I really wanted to do that.
Good one.
Do that one. That was a little while ago though. So let's see. That was.
Was it Samara?
What do you mean, the name? Yeah,
the girl's name is Samara.
Oh, I didn't remember her name. But I'm pretty sure Pink Wheels made that suggestion. Yep, here it is, 10:03. So let's see if that might have gone back too far. Yep. All right, I'll put that in the chat. Pink Wheels. Girl.
Idea Brickworks is just in time for color. Even though like the Ring is black and white usually.
Yeah. Shh, stop that. That would be my son. Oh, is it? Wait, it was a Fazoom Jr. that said that?
Fazoom Jr. said the Monty Python.
Oh, gotcha. Yes. Yes, we have Fazoom and Fazoom Jr., Greg. We have two Fazooms.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
I was worried.
Just call it the Greg Show. That's all. I just want to listen to the Greg Show.
Here's the rabbit. Oh,
wait, oh, there it is. Wow, look at that.
Nice.
Is that a skull? Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet.
Have you drawn any of these things and you're like, I am genuinely creeped out by what I have created?
There's actually, I will find one for you that I was like, wow, this is awesome. and it was like this one. It was fun to draw, but I'm like, this is scary.
Let me see. What do we got here? The which one? The red one?
Yeah. The Mucklavy.
It's like all muscles.
Wow. That's cool.
And then just recently I drew, not that it really bothered me, but I put on my Patreon so you can get a sneak preview of this one. But there's in Kiev, there's apparently hundreds of miles of catacombs. So there's a story of a girl who was partying there and got lost and disappeared. And 2 years later, they found her body, which was like mummified. And you can look online, there's photos of it. But we made it that because there's stories about like her mummified bodies haunt the catacombs and walk around the catacombs. So I did that one. And my daughter was like, and she's 15, she was like, I don't want to look at that. I don't like that drawing.
Yeah, that's a great sign. It's like, oh, all right.
But I like the drawing. But it was pretty creepy. But I embellished it to be more creepy than even the terrifying picture of the real girl.
The Fazooms are multiplying. Yes, they are.
The multiplying.
Okay, I'm drawing a wolfman frog for the Universal Monster set.
Nice. Yes, we need to have the whole collection.
Yeah.
My kids are going to love that Wendigo drawing when I show them, Kevin. Nice, Larry. Nice to hear that.
That did come out looking pretty cool.
Doc's like, why does Kevin always pick a black and white character for the color? You know, it just seems to happen. I don't intentionally plan it. It's not going to be black and white. I'm going to do these weird, like, blue, like this weird bluish tint that it's got going on here. But it's not on purpose. But maybe you don't believe.
Joey says, looking good, Kevin.
Thank you, Joey. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that bunny that he showed reminded me of that very bad movie from, I think it was like 1970s, Night of the Lepus, where basically it was video footage of rabbits jumping around on miniature sets and people being like frightened, like these were giant rabbits that were coming after them. It was so bad.
Oh.
We have it in the Monster Atlas.
Oh, dude. Nice.
Oh my goodness. See, they've done some research.
I'm telling you, this guy's got his stuff.
Okay, hopefully.
Too many Fazooms.
My phone was dying, so I set it up with a remote battery.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you do anything like this with your phone, it's going to kill it immediately.
So, Greg, do you have the Beast of Bray Road in your book?
I think so.
That's that road is only probably about 20 minutes from me, and we're actually going to go up and do some filming on the road to see if we can't try to see this wolfman-like creature that's up there.
I'm surprised you haven't already done that. Is
Well,
it new?
now I have them. Oh no, it's like 80s, I think.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for the content.
It's just going to be us driving along this road.
Like, well, all right, and like raunchy jokes, like, and done.
Exactly.
And finished. What were you expecting?
Yeah, supposedly this beast comes out and will scratch up your car, and it's supposed to be some kind of like wolf-like creature, humanoid wolf-like creature.
Aren't they always?
So that's just on the other side of the border here in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Doc says, well, it is an atlas, so it shouldn't be missing much, if anything. This is true. This is true. But yeah, definitely having anything like that, I can see how that almost begs people to be like, well,
Oh, yeah,
here
we go.
Oh, hold on. Let me switch the...
Oh, there we go. And supposedly there's a farmer up there that feeds roadkill to it.
Oh, sure, of course there is.
And he has set up like a trail cam to see what is actually eating these animals that he's putting out. And when supposedly the camera cuts out, or there's like a mist that like flows in, and then all of a sudden the animal's gone. Joey says, "Hooray for Killer Bunny!"
It wouldn't be ridiculous until you had a farmer that's feeding it. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna tame it. It's misunderstood. You don't understand. You don't understand. Isn't there always that character in like a movie where it's like, it's not their fault. I'm here to destroy, and then that thing kills it. It kills that
exactly. Yep.
Every time. Every time. We don't learn.
It's a wild creature.
It's like the in every zombie movie, there's always the person who's keeping the zombie alive, you know, and it's like that. Just so you're aware, that zombie's gonna kill you. It's only a matter. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. And a couple episodes ago, we were talking about the CDC came out with this how to survive a zombie apocalypse. And they're like, one of their items in it is we will try to find a cure for people that are zombies. I'm like, once they're a zombie, I don't think they're coming back, dude.
What was the movie though? I Am Legend? Was that the Will Smith? Was that one where they actually did find a cure, right? Or no?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, the odds are not in the favor. But I think that's the one time I remember them having like a cure.
And then there was like that Twilight-ish zombie movie. Was it Cold Hearts or something like that? Where the guy's a zombie and true love turns him back into a human.
I think
never a good idea.
I think that I'm dead. Like some cheesy music starts playing.
Canadian Papa Bear said 2020 proved we would all die in a zombie apocalypse.
That's true. It did, didn't it? It proved it. We're all dead. We're all living in this
warm bodies. That's what it was. Joseph Zawada said warm bodies. I don't know. Cold heart. I don't know.
This is part of us living in the simulation, right?
That's right.
I hate watching that kind of stuff because I'm like, but wait. I'm like, no, I'm out. I can't start questioning my existence. Stop. I don't got time for this. You heard that before, Greg? The whole like the thoughts of you're living in a simulation.
Yep.
Well,
it's in his book.
It's in the book.
It's in the book, Kevin. Come on.
Because we are.
And I was waiting for some kind of comment like that. I was like, yeah, there we go. Like,
well, definitely. Yeah, that's why you have all these things where you think one thing and like was there a dash between the Kit Kat or was it just Kit Kat?
Oh no, yeah, I went down a rabbit hole the other day with those, and I was like, oh no,
the Mandela effect.
Yeah, because I mean, some of them I was like, no, I remember that being there, so I get it. But then there was others where I'm like super confident,
right?
Oh no,
right? Because I always remember there being a dash between Kit Kat, but evidently there's never been a dash between Kit Kat.
I was thinking that the other day because I was thinking for some reason of Sex and the City.
Yeah, I
that's,
always thought it was Sex in the City.
yeah, that's another one. That's another
But
one.
the fact is, I don't care.
Right.
Either way, doesn't bother me.
This is why I'm telling you, we need to have the Greg Hyland show. I just want to know. Just tell me about what you had for dinner.
The Monopoly man was trippy. Isn't that where they say like he had a monocle or he doesn't have a monocle, but I always remembered him having a monocle?
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that's another one. What there was something you said. Maybe it was in the comic. Maybe I'm fusing together your real commentary and the frogs commentary. But
Really
there was
commentary, so
because I think like you said something where you're like there was so much salt I went blind or something.
yes, that was Popeyes.
There was so much salt I believe I've gone blind.
Or actually, after we had it, my daughter said, "My blood hurts."
That is something. That's yeah. Yep. All right. Now I'm gonna. Oh, of course I do that on the wrong layer. Why would I? Yep. Why would I do anything else? You go up there. Let's do this like weird, ominous blue color. All right, and for the next thing, I think I'm gonna draw a zebra. I'm gonna do all the as many black and white things.
Doc Samson said Mr. Peanut has a monocle. I could have swore the Monopoly guy did too. Because like even in was it the second Ace Ventura, he walks up to the guy with the monocle and goes, "You must be the Monopoly guy."
Oh, you know what? Okay, now I was trying to think. There was one that I saw the other day that I'm like, oh, that's. I actually didn't think that at all. About the the guy in was it Tiananmen Square that stood in front of the tanks,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Did you remember? Do you have vivid memories of the tanks just running over the guy?" I'm like, no, they
No.
they stopped. That was the
Right.
whole thing. He stood in front of him and they stopped. But like, I guess that's a big thing. Is so many people remember the tanks like crushing them, and I'm like, what? No, like that was one that I was like pretty adamantly like, I do not ever recall that happening. So or remembering
Yeah.
on remembering in a different fashion.
Then
That
he
was
had the Berenstein Bears and the Berenstein Bears.
yeah. Yep. That's another one.
Because I always remember them being the Berenstein Bears.
I just remember them being lame. So
Exactly. I also remember them being lame. Let's see. Doc says, is Greg drawing a frog version of the ring? He was doing the what you just a werewolf frog to finish the
there's my
set.
werewolf and mummy.
To finish the set.
But if you want a frog ring person, I'll do it. That would be cool.
That would actually be pretty cool. Yeah, you should do that. That should be the next
Doing
one.
it.
Doc Samson goes, people making things up now and calling it Mandela.
Yeah, I saw that in a video and I was like, what? No, that's yeah. But it also had like a bunch of other ones that were good, so I was like, okay, this one has somehow infiltrated the good ones.
Arid is quoting Greg. So we're quoting "It's Lame," Greg Hyland, 2021.
Oh yeah, Greg has lots of quotes.
So tell me, how do you really feel about the Berenstein Bears?
It's funny though because I was like, yeah, I remember them being lame too, but it's like they're just dumb, right? It was like, wasn't it a couple of things? It was like a cartoon, it was a comic, or like a little kid book.
Yeah.
It had like a couple media touch points. Yeah, the bears all look the same. The mom was just wearing a hat. Yeah, that's it.
They're still hashtagging Hinkle OnlyFans drop.
I mean, I'm still gonna say that there is other ways to provide for to help me. You could try those. I'm not in my. I haven't reached my goal weight yet. You can't do this.
Canadian Papa Bear said, Kevin, are you dissing bears?
No, of course I would never. I would never do such.
Unless to
good.
the Chicago Bears.
I'm close friends with at least one bear from the Great North. All right, let's see. I want to do gray, more gray, I think, for this tattered outfit.
Joey goes, kind of odd to treat being a zombie as a disease.
Yeah, that is a little odd. Oh, you mean when I commented about the cure and stuff? That was a little while ago. Are you watching live?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's a fair point, though. It's like, are you dead or is it a virus? I'm pretty sure you're dead. You've been reanimated.
Yeah, because the disease is actually like what's controlling your body.
Can I do, let's see, can I do something with this brush?
Joey goes, sorry, I didn't realize I was like 5 minutes or so behind.
Okay, I was like, I mean, like I said, it's not a not valid point. I was like, oh, all right. Let's see if I can use this again. I don't know if this will have the effect I want it to have. Because I was kind of, I found this brush the other day. And I was like, oh, that's a cool like halftone brush, but I kind of wanted it to be like staticky, but I don't know if that works. But I'm gonna pretend it does. Oh, let me switch. You don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, let me switch over here. It's like this halftone. It makes this halftone pattern, which is kind of cool, but I don't know if it necessarily works for like TV static, but whatever.
They're here.
I still need to watch the other. I didn't know there was more. I really didn't. I was like, oh, I thought this was a one and done. There's no point? Okay. So I watched that, Greg. I watched that at the gym. That's like really the only time of the day that I watch like anything because I'm usually working like the entire rest of the day or doing something with kids or something. And so, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say the remake, if they didn't call it Poltergeist, is an actually pretty good, decent movie. If they didn't use the Poltergeist name.
So I watched it and it really wasn't like that. I didn't think it was that bad. And then it like the original, right? And then it just like hit like when the tree was when things. And I remember I sent Nick a message and I was like, a tree just reached into a room and grabbed a kid. That's
as I'm gonna do.
That's like I draw the line here, good sir. This is not possible. But yeah, it like got really intense, really kind of quickly, and then it was done, and then it was over. Like, oh, okay, all right. Look at that. That's great. That's an awesome frog coming out of the well. It kind of works too, right? Wasn't there a bunch of flies? Isn't that a thing too? Like part of the image? Or no, wait. Yeah. Like a fly.
Oh, yeah, there's a fly on the screen or whatever that comes on the picture and then like she picks it off of it.
That's what I meant. Like one of the like icons of the coming of this person. Which, like the disturbing imagery.
I thought you were going Animeville with the flies.
No. Oh, I watched the second Conjuring movie. Finally. So
I actually like that one.
I watched the second one, and I really like what they're doing, like what they're building, you know, and how they have like these major things, like in that movie, they like at the beginning they're like, oh, we're just wrapping up Amityville. It's like that's a huge, it's like right. But like I like that, like that it's and they've shown Annabelle in both the first and second, but it's just there. It's just a thing in the background. It's like that seems like Oh, and she had Lorraine had one like flash vision with that doll, and I'm like, something's happening with that doll soon. But that was a pretty good one. That movie was, and I was also really impressed with the casting. Like when they were showing all the images at the end, like how they look like I'm like, wow.
Mhm.
Except the mom. The mom looked very
Yeah.
different, but like the like British scientist guy, you know, that was like with the big mustache,
Hmm.
that looked like almost the same exact human being. I'm like, that's okay. And the little girl was like a really good casting. I was like, wow, that is, yep, there she is.
Yeah, the third one's supposed to drop this summer, I think, or this fall on HBO.
Yeah, because it's like they did the 2, and then there's all the spin-offs, right?
Yeah,
That's how
the Nun. Like, I think there's 2 or 3 Annabelles now.
Is it a spin-off because like the Warrens are not in it? Like what makes it a spin-off? Because it's the same universe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same universe. I want to say the Warrens are in the first Annabelle for like a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
The second Annabelle though is like a prequel, so it's like way back before any of that stuff. So
I've got both Annabelles in the Monster Atlas.
The real one and the movie one?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. We just thought you were says Doc. I'm just always slow, and technology doesn't bring me up the conversation. Did I, Kevin? Did you watch Evil Dead yet? No. Or wait, are you talking about that first one? Yeah, I did. The very first one. It was horrible. It was a terrible experience for me.
once again, like the remake of Evil Dead is a good movie if they didn't use the Evil Dead name on it.
Unless you mean, right, 'cause the one I saw was the very first one. So the very first one, that's The Evil Dead, right? And then the new one is just Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen just Evil Dead. I just saw The Evil Dead, the very first one. And I was like, oh my goodness, what has happened? It was so, I can't even tell you how intense that was. I was like, I think Nick got the most messages from me of that out of all the things I watched. I was like, dude, stuff is going down, and I don't know who to talk to about this. I was like,
I'm
I don't
traumatized forever.
That one was intense. I mean, for me, and everything is clay. Everything was clay. Everything was like exploding into clay. I was like, what's happening? All right, let me take this. Let me take my own comment off the screen here. There we go. That's a nice ring frog.
Oh, thank you.
You should probably put a fly. There should be one fly. It's part of the imagery. It's part of the imagery. It's a fly, and it's a frog. Okay. So we need to draw another thing. I need to run to the bathroom real quick. Greg, can I task you with picking a thing to draw?
Oh.
I'll be back. You can, or Nick can pick one.
Yeah.
I like to let the guest or the chat MC pick one at some point. So
All right.
I'll be right back.
I did throw Cthulhu in the chat.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, and I just wanted to say thank you for the Patreon people and the Monster Atlas orders. That's great.
Awesome. I was gonna throw that link again out there if you guys are just showing up. I'll get you the Monster Atlas. Link is in the chat on YouTube. But if you guys are listening anywhere else, it is www.monsteratlas.com.
And I'm also glad because someone recently complained that our Monster Atlas store didn't work. But this obviously it does. So yay. And you got a Frog Crisis book too. So I appreciate that too.
All right. So the only way to get it is through Monster Atlas, or is it found at other bookstores, or
only through me? It's we looked at stores and it was just too expensive to put in stores. That basically the money they would pay would be the money we pay to get, or the only money we make after printing. So we'd make nothing. So I thought it's pointless to put it in stores. So the only way to get it is through the website or through me at conventions, which used to be great, but obviously this year no good. Because it was the kind of book that people would see it and look at it and then go, "Oh my God, I have to have this." So, that worked really nice. That it's like you've got to see it, and that really helps. And now we've lost that "got to see it" thing.
So the shows that you would go to, would these just be like pop culture shows, or did you go to like monster cons or?
Well, mostly Comic Cons, but I started last year doing, or not last year, but 2 years ago, doing some horror conventions in the area, and that was really cool. Also, I kept getting invited to like libraries, so that was kind of neat because I'd get a totally different audience. And usually with my book, parents would look at it and go, "Yeah, we'll get this." Because it's like there's a lot of reading in this and there's a lot in this. So they were like happy to get that for their kids.
Did you pick one, Nick?
Oh, yeah. I said to go with Cthulhu.
Oh, okay. Is that was that yours or was that somebody else's suggestion?
No, that was my suggestion.
Okay. Can you put it in the chat again so I can put it on the screen? Unless you just did it recently and I missed it.
It's in the private chat. Hold on.
Yeah. Oddly enough, they don't let me put the private chat on the screen. It's like, this guy's really annoying me. Show everybody. There we go.
There it is.
Thanks. Thank you.
I'd better do a Cthulhu frog then.
Oh, Nick put it in, then he bailed? Or would he hit the wrong button? He jumped out of the stream. Oh, here we go. And there, yeah. Here's your dumb thing. I'm out.
Oh man, I don't know what. How did that work?
That was odd.
Now I'm on there twice. Yeah. Oh no, I'm not on there twice. I seen the Ghost Freaking Talking logo. I was like, wait a minute, how'd that get on there?
Oops. Yeah, you threw it in the chat and then you vanished. So I was like, oh.
Right. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. Too many windows open.
Let's see. The link in Twitter for Greg does not work for Monster Atlas. The one is store.htm at the end. Okay.
Oh, but if you just go to Monster Atlas, then you can click and find the store. I hope.
There hopefully should be a path to victory.
Yes.
All right. I have never drawn this creature, Cthulhu, but I've heard it millions of times.
There's a huge following for it.
Atlas.
Is it? Yeah, I was gonna say, is it green? I felt like it was green.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tentacle-based figure. It's got like a whole religion found behind it that people have really followed up with.
Oh, that's really okay. Oh my goodness, there's like a Dr. Seuss image of it. All right. Okay, which one of these do I want to go to? It seems like there's also, is there a variance in size of this creature, or is it always gigantic?
Well, it's just your interpretation of it.
Okay, because a lot of these reference images is like gigantic.
It was created by H.P. Lovecraft.
Got it. All right, let's see.
You got all these Lovecraftian people out there that treat it as a religion.
Lovecraftians. Yeah, I should probably add that to my list of things to read.
No.
Oh, all right.
Don't waste your time.
Is it bad?
I think it's tedious.
Yeah, there's a ton of bad B movies made from H.P. Lovecraft stories. So
I've been doing a lot of audiobooks, and like I went through Stephen King's It, which was 45 hours, which was a lot. And it did get really, really good, and then it got really weird, and then it got super inappropriate, and then it ended. But it's made me kind of want to listen to some other kind of more, super well-known books that I'm like, I feel like I'm the last person on earth to read. But I just did Fahrenheit 451, which is another one of those. It's like, yeah, I've heard that forever, but I've never read it. I have no idea what it's about. But that was actually really good. I was like, oh, and it's not long. That was like 5 hours. That's not bad.
Joey, Maniac for Brick, says, does the flying spaghetti monster count in the Atlas?
Yes, but not really. We have the spaghetti tree in the Atlas. It's in Italy. So it's related, I think.
Yeah, that was a funny quote. I should read this, and Greg just says, "Don't." just don't.
I'm only here to help, Kevin.
I appreciate it. I really do.
I love the total deadpan don't.
And that's why I said Greg needs his own show. I don't. It should have been started long ago. And I feel like the title for it would be, I didn't know what to call it, so I called it the Greg Show. Like I'm already putting together promo images.
Okay.
You got to be there though. Otherwise, can't handle it.
It's called Don't.
Don't do it.
Yeah, Kevin, you need to send me a copy of that Wendigo too. That looks really cool.
Yeah, I can do that. I can make that happen. It always gives me a sense of pride when my artwork pops up in other places.
Yeah, we'll definitely put it on the socials of the Ghost Freaking Talking.
Yes. Squid man. Squid thing. So, yep. Hashtag Greg Show. Oh yeah. I mean, for reals. For real, it's too good.
Speaking of monsters, I watched Monster Hunter the other day with Mila Jovovich.
Okay.
It was a pretty decent movie.
Is that based on a game? Is there
I
a
think
video
so.
game
Yeah.
series that's called that? Like it's
Yeah.
kind of like Pokemon, maybe?
Like Pokemon.
Maybe, or am I imagining that? Like you catch monsters and stuff and collect them and fight with them.
I don't know. I've never played it, but I believe it is off a video game series. But yeah, it was actually a lot better than I went in thinking that was going to be.
That's good. I finally watched WandaVision.
Were you as disappointed as I was?
I'm not done.
No, I wasn't disappointed. I thought it was. I thought it was really, really interesting, and I feel like I would have been more disappointed if I couldn't, sit there and just watch the whole thing and be done with it. Like if it was this whole wait a week and then that's what I was getting, I don't know if I would be as satisfied. Because I literally just did this like 2 days ago, so like everything was available to me. I didn't have to sit there and go, oh, I got an episode and nothing happened, but oh well, I'll wait a week. No. So I didn't necessarily feel that, but I did like the end. I won't spoil it. I just liked it. I like the ending of it.
See, that's what I thought kind of let me down.
I still have questions, but I guess that's every Marvel thing, is I have questions still. Let's see.
Larry Legend, spoiler alert. But yeah, that's exactly what let me down.
Oh, yes. Yep. That was a while ago when John was on my show. One of my bestest friends.
My tolerance for entertainment is pretty low, says Idea Brickworks.
Oh, I sent you a message, Scott, just in case you didn't see it, because I sent it through Patreon. But your Patreon welcome package thing has been shipped, so you have a bubble mailer on its way to you that has your exclusive image that I drew for you, as well as like your sticker sheet and your enamel pen and all that kind of stuff's in there. So it's on its way to you. Thank you for your patience on that. I know you've waited a little bit. I usually I'll wait until I get I try to go for 3 or 4 new patrons, and then I bust out all the new drawings in one session, so I can set up the camera and record them all in one batch. So sometimes it means people end up waiting a month or so. I'm sure it'll be worth it.
Definitely, if you guys can, make sure to go to Patreon and get to that level to where you're getting these awesome pictures like this. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know you were showing something.
Oh, no. I got it right over my logo here, so it's good to go. So
that
this
one,
was
I'm proud of that
our
one.
gift. So that came out really cool.
There's my Cthulhu.
And if you guys look right above my shoulder, there, that's the wall of Kevin over here.
That's the wall of Kevin. All hail the wall of Kevin. All right, let's look at what we got. There it is.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, Larry, I would agree with you on that. The Evans Peter thing let me down. Yeah, I agree with that. And I like this comment. Everyone should sponsor Kevin. I appreciate that. It does make a huge difference. It really does. It takes a lot of work, and you're making content, putting out stuff that you hope people find interesting, and it's a grind, and it takes a long time, but it really has gotten to the point now where that Patreon payout hits once a month, and I'm like, okay, this is awesome. I can literally go buy groceries this week with this money, or I can pay off this bill. So it literally goes into living expenses, and it's really appreciated.
Kevin doesn't have to feed his stickers to his kids.
Not anymore. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's nice, Kevin.
Thank you. This image I'm looking at, he's pretty bulky. He's muscular.
Yep. Muscular or fat?
It's both.
It's both.
Oh, let me do his hand. He's reaching. He's reaching out. So yes, regale us, Greg. We need more regaling.
I have what?
Tell us your tales.
Just you were saying that Patreon helps.
Yep.
And I agree, and I appreciate. I've gotten someone joined now. This is great.
That's awesome.
I do a comic every day. Well, every weekday, and they're early. And then there's other stuff. I do a Monster Atlas blog where you get to see some of my drawings that I'm working on, and then I've put up some of the other things that I've been doing. I did a corporate comic about a week ago, so I put that up.
Oh, is that the Captain Tripwire?
Yeah. That was hilarious. That was a comic I did 2 years ago. They wanted a superhero comic. Tripwire is a cybersecurity company. So we did that because the guy that I do them with at Tripwire, he's someone I met at conventions and was into Monster Atlas, and he's on Patreon, and he's great. So he was like, let's do a comic book. So we did a comic book 2 years ago. Here, let me find it. That we printed up and gave out at cybersecurity conventions, which are super fun.
Yep, and that's Scott, to your comment. Yep, that was a nice thing too. I paid off one of my with one of my credit cards. One of them was paid off, which was fun. Hello, In Production. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. Hello. Yes. Oh, you know, I was going to say with your Captain Tripwire thing.
There's the comic book that we did. And I gave them away at a convention to all these guys in suits. And I signed them. And then I was doing like head sketch drawings of people. And it was good. So,
you know, the thing I liked about that post
comic that they are putting up on their website. So that was cool.
When you did the post about that on Patreon, the thing I liked was obviously I looked at the image before I read anything, and so I'm reading it. I'm like, I don't really understand it, but okay. And then you're like, the first thing you go is, I still don't know what it means. It's like, oh, well, that's great. All right.
Yeah, they put stuff in it because it's all technical. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know what this means.
I don't know. You tell me. Okay, good. Make sure it's spelled right, because I won't know.
Exactly. That's great.
But it's fun. So yeah, I put all that stuff up on Patreon,
and you post every day. I think every day.
Every day except weekends. Though sometimes on weekends, that's when I plan putting up Monster Atlas blog and stuff like that. I actually have a new blog that's ready to go, because I've colored a bunch of stuff for Monster Atlas, so I'll put that stuff up. I don't have anything to draw at the moment. I'm waiting for Glenn to write more. We're about 75% done the book, I think, at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So we're primarily working on Ukraine and Russia right now, finishing that off.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I shoot for like one Patreon post a week, and so I'm always like very impressed, and I'm like, every day, man, this guy's on it.
Cool, thank you. Well, I'm trying to pretend I'm a guy doing comics for a newspaper, which you'd have to be working with that kind of deadline. So,
yeah. Yep.
I'm trying to do that. I've got a note. I keep notes on my phone just for ideas as I get them. But I've got the first one is I just wrote to myself, use every idea.
Yep.
Which for, a comic strip, a daily comic strip, you have to. I was talking to a friend of mine who also, he has done comic strips, and he gave me the advice of, you don't have to get a giant laugh out of everyone, but you have to make someone at least smile every day.
That's some good advice.
So I think about that, yeah, I don't have to go for the belly laugh. Although some of the ones that I put up that I'm like, yeah, this one's okay, usually get the most comments on, this was hilarious. So
yeah.
So what do I know?
Yeah, I mean, I read them all and I see them all. I don't typically comment, but I'm always looking.
I'm glad.
And there's a couple that I particularly find funny. It's the stuff that you relate to. And you're like, oh, yep, that sounds about right.
Well, I'm working on.
That's not a good Cthulhu because I'm looking at it and I'm not going insane, says Tox. Yeah, Greg did do here's the frog. Here's the frog Cthulhu.
I should zoom in on that a little bit.
I'll keep it over there so you can look at what you got.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's good. You can see the red hypnotic eyes now. And all of a sudden I feel weird.
It's staring into my soul.
Exactly.
We are all hypnotized now.
It's like Hypnotoad
Hypnotoad.
from Futurama, right? Futurama? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I used to love Hypnotoad. I thought it was hilarious.
Doc Sampson said, so Frog Crisis is a daily vlog.
Well, it's a daily comic strip. Just like what you get from a newspaper. And when I post them, it's pretty much almost like I just drew it. So you're getting to see them before anyone else.
Indeed. Yeah, and those go up on Patreon early.
Oh, by the way, Kevin, I
Yep.
should come on here more often, then I could get something drawn.
Hey, you know what?
It's only been about 4 months.
I've drawn some for you. You're fine.
What my last drawing was Thanksgiving. It was the Thanksgiving turkey.
It was. That was when you stopped. That was when you stopped showing up. I was like, no more. I was like, no more soup for you.
I got put in the timeout spot.
Yeah, you did. Because it was like, I'll give him a week. All right, I'll give him 2 weeks. I'll give him a month. All right, I'm mad. I'm angry now. Nick totally avoided me for a month, Greg. It was terrible.
Oh, well, it was like last week. I forgot that it was even Friday, and I didn't even get a notice from YouTube because I got reminders set for your show, and it didn't pop up.
Isn't that the best? I got so angry, so angry because when Funny Figs did one of his shows, I set the reminder on Instagram. I set the reminder on YouTube. I had all the things flagged. I did everything short of just setting up a reminder in my phone, right? Like the calendar. I put everything on, and then it happened, and I didn't get any type of notification, and I joined it almost an hour late. He was in the last couple of minutes, and I was like, what was the point of me turning any of those things on? None of these did anything. Stupid. I was so mad. I was almost like Redditor mad. Almost.
Dang Redditors.
Almost. Let's not get too carried away. Almost.
Family Brick said, set a reminder on my phone. Like an actual reminder in your phone instead of a YouTube reminder.
Yeah, pretty much. That'll work because my alarm goes off. So that works. That'll work. Let's get some red. Oh, and I think Matt has his show up on this weekend, I believe. I think he is back and running. I'm not on Reddit. That was a joke. I'm not. I don't even have a Reddit account. Nick just hates Redditors, and it's fun.
Despise. Totally.
He really does. It's fun. It's kind of hilarious. You get so mad. You're so mad as you're reading their stories. God dang it! I'm gonna read this, and I'm not gonna like any of it, but I'm gonna read it
because no one else will write to us.
I find that kind of crazy considering the numbers you share. That people.
Yeah, we have crazy numbers for the podcast, but nobody writes in. Either that, or they don't want people to think that they're crazy, or it's not because they can write in. We won't share their name or anything. We'll just read the story, but. It's come on, guys.
That's why you need to do that. We're ready to believe you. Come out. We're here. We're here for you.
Oh, well, that's annoying. I was looking for my ring frog to add flies to it.
Oh, yeah, and it's already gone?
I can't find it. So that's creepy.
Ooh.
Greg, that was
spooky.
1 hour ago.
I know. Well, I've lost it already. Or did I ever do it?
Did it ever? We're gonna go back.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's gonna reverse the footage, and we
It
just sit
never
here.
happened.
It's gonna do like the video skip. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, we're on the next
Yep.
one. Like, whoa, that was weird. Yep. Okay. So Matt is streaming his architecture tomorrow. Very nice. Very nice. That's his theme for his art stream. I like it when I get a reminder that my stream has started hours after the stream has finished. That is fun. All right. Here's my finished Cthulhu. There it is. It's done.
Looks pretty awesome, dude.
Oh, he's gigantic. I should probably shrink him. So yeah, we have enough time for another one for sure. Let me see. You shrink.
Ooh.
Where are you gonna go? You need to go somewhere. Go down here. This is a motley looking crew on here. This is very, very. Oh, let me write your name. I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do a time lapse of this one, so I can just write their name on it and delete it later. I normally do a time lapse video of these, Greg. Like I could just download the thing and just say, here's 5 minutes. You don't have to listen to anything. But when I have a guest artist on, because I keep switching this cameras, it's not a clean time lapse. So it's
I see.
So I don't ever do time lapses for the guests, which is, kind of lame, but also like, unless I was recording separately, I wouldn't be able to do it. Nick, I already forgot. I'm like, what's his name? All right, so there we go. It's been so long.
What?
It's been so long. All right, see you later, Aries. Gotta head to work. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Feel free to. Let's see. Yeah, that would require a lot of editing, Matt. A lot of editing. I already spend the whole day as it is. All right. What should we do? What should I finish? What we finish this with? Bigfoot at Waffle House. Oh, let me look at this bunyip. I wanted to look at what this looks like.
That kind of looked like a swamp dog.
Oh, yeah, that's a weird looking thing.
Hodag, someone says.
It almost looked like one of those images I'm looking at. It almost looks like the dog from Ghostbusters, like the demon dog. Yep. Oh yeah, in productions we did. Oh, you say siren. I don't know if you're. I mean, we have Siren Head. I don't know if that was the same siren.
I think he was talking like a mermaid, maybe.
Oh, one of those sirens. Yep. I got you.
Owlbear.
Jeff says, request a nightmare. What is a night? Oh, you know what? I kind of like that. That's an interesting challenge. I'm gonna do a nightmare. Let's see. Jeff said a nightmare. I'm gonna draw a nightmare. I have an idea in my head.
Just your own creation of a nightmare.
What does a nightmare look like?
My ex-wife.
Oh, we have arrived. Joey said that earlier. I don't know if you saw that. That was a while ago. He said something along the lines of like, "Would the ex-wife be considered a monster?" or something along those lines. It's like, I'm just gonna keep on drawing.
That's when I'm at conventions and people see my book. Always someone comes by and says, "Oh, is my ex-wife in there?"
Yeah.
And that's the noise I make. Hilarious.
Let's see.
Or they say, "Is Trump in there?"
I can also see that too. That's a different volume.
Yeah. Or Doug Ford, who's the premier, like governor of Ontario, and he's horrible.
I remember learning about him when I went up to Toronto for a show one year, and I don't remember even who told me about him, but I didn't know because I wouldn't know. And they're like, "Oh, let me tell you about it." And they told me all this stuff, and they're like, "And that person would still get reelected." I'm like, oh. And then I think he did. I was like, oh. I was like, all right. Okay.
No, fortunately, he hasn't been reelected yet.
Oh, okay. I thought he had.
No.
I think I need a better. I've got an idea. Doc says you should tell those people no, but you are.
Yeah.
You're in the book. Let's see.
I just dropped the link for Monster Atlas again out there
Nice.
in the YouTube area. So
Thank you.
And so yeah, we're in the last 15 minutes of the show, Greg. So you can do anything you want. You can talk, you can promote, you can draw, you can sing.
All right.
If you want to sing, you can.
The shirt's coming off.
All right, there's the only
the only
arrived.
Let me. I'm gonna ink my comic for today. So those of you on Patreon, I'm gonna draw this now, and then you'll see it hopefully by 3 o'clock. So there you go.
Oh yeah, and Papa B, Doug Ford is still the premier of Ontario. Yeah, one of my other favorite Canadians.
I've also dropped a Linktree link for where you can find the podcast and all the other fun stuff out there for us at Ghost Freaking Talking. So
yes, Nick is good people. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let him on here. He would have been banned long ago.
I'm annoyed my ring frog disappeared.
That is very odd.
Found it.
It was right here on my desk.
Yeah. So I'm going to add flies.
Nice. Because, that's part of the imagery. We asked for a Kevin OnlyFan, not a Greg one, says Doc.
What?
Yeah, well, you get everything. Yes, artists included. Has there been any spooky activity at your house, your haunted house, Nick?
Just a few bumps here and there in the middle of the night, but nothing's been moved, or I haven't seen shadows. We kind of go through phases where it's like totally intense around here, and then it just dies out. There's no rhyme or reason how it does it, but yeah, we're in one of those lulls right now where not too much is happening.
Yeah, Nick's house is haunted. If I didn't mention that, just drop that out there.
Okay. We are kind of excited though, because we're working on getting into one of the most haunted places here in Rockford, Illinois, to actually do the podcast in. It's an old Victorian home of one of the first settlers of Rockford, called Tinker Swiss Cottage. So we're going to go there and do an investigation and actually record the actual podcast from the house.
You're becoming a big deal, man.
Hey,
Don't
I wasn't nominated as sexiest man in Rockford for nothing.
Hey, you got to learn how to walk before you run. Right? I don't like that note.
I've been to Rockford. One of
Really?
my friends used to live there. He might be there now.
Wow. Usually people are like, I don't know where Rockford is.
I know where it is.
So here's my favorite Rockford. What's up, Brett? Here's my favorite Rockford, Illinois story. So I know this gentleman here on our show. Nick's there, and he talks very highly of this place, and I have no reason to disbelieve this man. I'm like, oh, it seems like such a quaint, every America town. It must have the white picket fences, and every every morning all the paper boys come and throw the paper. I'm just oh, okay, cool. And he'd post these vlogs and stuff of them doing stuff in the community. It's nice. And I guess, I don't know, sometimes, Big Brother's watching and things show us stuff because they just know. But I got this YouTube recommendation of Rockford, Illinois, America's like deadliest city or something. Like, what is this? Like, it was so out of nowhere. And I'm like, what on earth is this? And so I click it, and it's like this lowdown of like gang violence and drug problems and murders, and like they did it like, I'm like, is this the same town that Nick, like my whole image totally changed, and I'm like, I don't know who to believe in.
But you came here, Kevin, and you didn't die.
I did not die. I could wait. Maybe I did.
Well, we were playing with the Ouija board, so.
This is.
I think I've been there twice and lived.
To tell the tale. I was trying to do like for a nightmare, like kind of like a cloud that like changes shape, you know, and I was gonna make like a red skull in it because that's just creepy. That's kind of what I'm going for, like this, like smoke. My nightmare.
Milana Min says, not everything on the internet is true.
Yeah, I mean, but this was like a documentary. It wasn't like I didn't necessarily get a feeling of sensationalizing. I was like,
well, Rockford was like voted like on the top 10 most dangerous cities of America. So that is true. That passed around through the news stations here. So
it was just like literally in my mind. It was like the white picket fence, the like the milkman's going around, and I'm like, Nick speaks so highly. It must be such a nice place. And it's like underneath the underbelly. It's like, oh.
Well, we get a lot of the overflow from Chicago since we're only like an hour away. So
that's it. You found it. That's the link. I'm gonna do like little baby skulls kind of floating. Let's see here.
Nightmares should be when Jeff said he does not wear pants for the quarantine cast.
You said that? Oh, that doesn't.
Boba Lovux.
Boba Laveau?
Boba Lavo.
I think that's what I could be mistaken.
Kevin's work is calling out for animation.
This
should
be animated. You got some little skulls floating around in there.
Oh, Bricks O'Brien says I don't wear pants ever.
Ever? Oh well. Oh, let's take a look at this action. What's up, Brian? Yeah, Red Skulls is a disturbing image.
There, I finished my comic for today.
Nice.
You saw it here live first.
Someone just crack open a cold one?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure those. It's like, noon.
No, I have a house full of kids, so I'm surprised they haven't. That's the first noise you've heard from them. So
that's all right. It's all good. Has Fortnite gone on yet?
Yep.
Oh,
It's been on since this morning.
Good.
Even though he's supposed to be doing schoolwork.
And that's about how that goes.
It's Animal Crossing here all the time.
Animal Crossing. I used to love, like I've said before, I know for a fact I would enjoy it. I just don't have the time to commit to a game like Minecraft. I'm pretty confident I would enjoy Minecraft. Like, no, there goes my life.
I don't have time for anything.
I don't even have time to be here. Goodbye.
Because usually at night, even I'm like, I'm too tired to play video games.
Yeah. What time do you normally go to bed?
It's getting earlier these days. Like I was in bed by midnight last night.
Oh. It's not that early. I'm usually out 10:30 every day.
Oh.
It always cracks me up though when I post something at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and Kevin likes it all of a sudden. I'm like, what is Kevin doing up?
At 2 a.m?
Yeah, you've done that a couple of times now.
I mean, once upon a time, but not for months. Months and months and months I haven't done that. Because I just can't do it anymore. Basically, when I started going to the gym, like my body would just fall asleep. Like I can't. But there was a solid like 2 months that I was working till about 4 a.m. And I was like, well, this is killing me.
I was thinking when I was younger, back when I was publishing my comic as a real comic, doing Lethargic Lad, that I'd work all day, then take a break for dinner, usually do something, and then I'd watch Letterman, and that went to 12:30, and then at 12:30 I went back to my desk and worked until 3 or 4. And that was my day. And I'm like, how did I do that?
Yep. Yep.
Because there's times now, well, not even now, but even like, years ago, especially, that if it was like past 9 o'clock, I was like, there's no point in me drawing because I'm not going to produce anything good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, because your brain is just fried.
Yeah. That happened a lot when I was doing Lego storyboards. And I'd realize by 10 o'clock, I'm like, nope, this is garbage. I'm going to have to redo this tomorrow morning. Because the deadlines were tight, so.
Yeah, yep.
But I remember that. That was, I just have to go, okay, no more drawing.
Here's my nightmare. It's not named Jeff. I just wrote Jeff so I remember who asked for this. This is the nightmare named Jeff. But it's just a floating cloud with skulls in it. It's kind of what I had in my mind. So we've only got 8 minutes left. I don't know if that's enough time to really crank out another one. I don't think so. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty good haul though. Look at all this. Look at all this action.
Here's talking about the nightmares. There's the El Cucuy that I was talking about. Oh, that makes Mexicans cry.
Yeah, look at it. Look at that.
Definitely gonna have to pick these books up.
That could be your
a naked elf thing. That's scary.
When you do Halloween, when you were like reading the stories, pick a monster every
day. Every day is a monster.
All right, I do need to look up what Papa B said. Let me look in the private chat because I wanted to look at the this transformer that he was it HorrorCon? HorrorCon?
HorrorCon?
Or is that HorrorCon. G1 Transformers. That's a ominous name.
Your Kong versus Godzilla is awesome.
Thank you. That was very intense first drawing of the day. I was like,
very ambitious for the first drawing.
Mine's garbage.
I'm counting it as 2. No one's going to tell me otherwise. That was 2 drawings. No, I like all the frogs are hilarious. I think they're all super funny. Oh man. Yeah, Greg sent me two frog drawings with Link from Legend of Zelda, and I cannot tell you how much I smiled when I opened the letter, and I was like, oh my goodness. because I honestly didn't expect it because you were going for like a superhero thing, and I was like, well, it's not a superhero, but I like Zelda. I was like, maybe I'll get a Batman or something. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's my boy Link.
I'll do anything. I did a Hunter S. Thompson recently.
As a frog, the frog.
Yep. Yep. And for myself, I did a David Bowie frog.
Sweet.
That's funny.
That's the Goblin King?
No, better.
Better than that.
It's the only piece of art I've ever done that I put on my own wall.
And he was never seen from again.
Oh, hold on. Let me. There we go.
Awesome.
The Ashes to Ashes Bowie.
What does it say? All the frog horror versions are super cool. Yep. And yeah, Greg sends that stuff out in the mail to patrons. I've been a patron of his for well over a year, I think, at this point. And he's always
about a year. So
yeah, I mean, was I right there at the beginning?
I think so.
Oh, that's good for me.
It was.
As I've said many times before, I do like to support other artists and creators. So I aim to always put 10% of what I earn in Patreon right back to other folks. And I like that Patreon kind of does it for me. You know, like it takes my income and it's just like, this is how much you use to support other artists, and then here's your payout. So I like that.
I want to do that too. I hate to say, I'm waiting until I hit.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good.
Before I support other people, but you're on the list. And then we all share money. So
and then we just take one. We just pass around the same $500 bill. All right. So Greg, could you show us all the stuff that you drew today? Can you go through all the? Take us on a. You can. Sorry.
Well, here
do.
It's
my camera.
Yep, it's time for the recap so we can see all the stuff that was created today.
And there you go. There's my comic strip for today.
Yep. Let me go full so you guys can get all
today on the Doodle stream.
Yep. It'll be hilarious. So okay, there's
Yes, I made it to the list.
Well, the first one I did was Dracula Frog.
Yep.
Dracula.
And then to go with the Universal monsters, then Frankenstein.
Monster.
Did you end up doing the scar or no?
It's there.
Okay, it's small. I can't, or I think it's far away from the camera. I can't see it.
That's what she said.
I went with your suggestion, yellow and gray for the mummy.
I think it works.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks cool.
And light green for the face.
Yeah, pale.
Yeah. And then Wolfman.
I mean, it's not half man, though. It's half frog.
Wolf frog, yeah. I was going to do it brown, but my brown marker is so dark that I don't like using it.
Yeah. I know exactly what this means.
Yeah. So I need to get a more medium brown and a tan. That's what I need.
Oh, you know what? I have that issue with I have a blue that's like too dark to ever actually be useful.
I thought that blue is too dark.
That's your, yeah. The struggle is real.
Yeah. This is what I call Spider-Man blue, but my other blue is Superman blue.
Yep.
And then there's that with flies.
That's great.
And that.
I love it. I think the ring one's my favorite. just like popping out of the well. Just like, oh my. It's like, oh no. That's great. That's good stuff.
We all float down here in this
So you
world.
join Patreon, I'll draw you any frog you want.
See, that's what it's all about. It's like, I'll draw you whatever you want. Just join the Patreon.
Yeah.
Please just join the Patreon.
And then when I have Greg Expo 2021 on my porch, you can show up.
Doc says that's a real story we talked about earlier. Doc in the chat says, how much different would a toad look?
Well, I'd have to get that brown marker.
There'll be one episode when one of his cousins comes into town or whatever. It's like,
well, in the comic, his friend is Axolotl.
yes. This is part of the canon.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Those are all really, really fun. I like that. Good stuff. Good stuff, Greg. All right. I'm going to switch over to my screen and I'm going to show you guys. Oh, but you did Godzilla versus Kong too. You drew that.
Oh, I did. I put it in the shredder already.
Oh, okay.
After he's seen yours, he's like, it's done.
All right. Well, that makes me kind of sad, but okay.
Oh, here it is. There it is.
Wait, there we go. There it is. Good stuff.
I should have done them as frogs, but I wasn't thinking that way when I did this.
That's right. You weren't in the right mind space yet. I should have done. Yeah. There's still time. You can still do the as frogs. I mean, in the future. All right. So here's my canvas for you guys. I'm gonna take you guys through. So yeah, we have King Kong versus Godzilla. That's just straight up based on the new promotional artwork.
I like it.
Thank you. And you were working on the frog. You were working on the Dracula, so I went with the Dracula.
It's good.
It'll do.
Yep.
And then we've got. I've already forgot.
Wendigo.
Wendigo. I was like, I already forgot the name of this thing. The Wendigo that Larry had suggested.
It's pretty awesome.
See, I don't normally write the names on it because that would mess up the time lapse, but I don't know. That's easier this time. All right. So, Family Brick says, I put it in the shredder already. That is harsh critique indeed. All right. And then we've got the girl from The Ring.
Samara.
Look at that. That's right there. That's it. Don't. Just walk away. And here is Siren Head down here.
I thought he came out looking pretty cool.
Yes, he is adequately disturbing. So that'll do. And then here's Cthulhu being bulky fat, muscular fat, whatever you wish. And then the last one was a nightmare. So I had like this cloud of skulls. It's a nightmare.
Looks like my bathroom. All the skulls in my bathroom.
Yeah. I would never use your bat. If it was Halloween and I visited you, I would ask to go outside. I would go outside and Greg, he lives in a haunted house. There's evidence his house is haunted. And he like leans heavy into all the skulls and Halloween decor. Like I've seen when he decorates his bathroom, he puts up like the bloody shower curtain. I'm like, I'm done. You know what? Do you have a bucket around the back that I can just use for like, it's already.
He needs a bathroom buddy.
I do. I really do. In that house I do. All right. So that's it. It's the end of the show. Final parting words. Greg, what would you like everyone to know? Where can they find all your stuff? All the things.
Well, patreon.com/frogcrisis gives you everything I do, but there is frogcrisis.com. And then there's monsteratlas.com. And one day I hope I'll be at conventions again.
Yep.
Kevin and I could do conventions.
I could come to your porch.
Yep.
I mean, we could start. I could get I can already imagine the registration form. How many chairs would you like on your porch? It's like you get one chair and one pass.
Yeah, you have to bring your own.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I do have to bring my own chair. That's awesome. Yeah, make sure you guys are checking out Greg's stuff. Like I said, I do have links in the YouTube description and on the Facebook description. If you're on Twitch, just head over to frogcrisis.com, patreon.com/frogcrisis, mottleratlas.com. There's a lot of great stuff to check out. And like I said, awesome hot takes on any type of fast food. So make sure you're following Greg. Super funny. And then Nick, thank you again for joining for the first time. Hopefully not the last time. I'm not going to kick you out. So it'll be of your own.
I got worried because I used some choice language earlier, and
everybody gets one. Everyone gets one. But Nick, what do you want everyone to know? Where can they find all the stuff you're doing?
The podcast is Ghost Freaking Talking. It is a weekly podcast. Me, my son, and my girlfriend put out. It is, like I said, it is not very family friendly, so be forewarned. But we do have a good time with it, where we talk about all the things. All the weird things, from ghosts to haunted places to cryptids to aliens, to sometimes some true crime stuff we throw in there every once in a while too. Look us up there at Ghost Freaking Talking. I put a link tree that'll take you to all of where we can find our podcasts, like Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and our YouTube channel. Ghost Freaking Talking. You can actually see some of our investigations. There's actually one with Kevin, a couple of them with Kevin, where we went and investigated the most haunted road in America, Clinton Road. So that video's out there. So go and check out all that fun stuff out there. Ghost Freaking Talking. And we also have a Lego YouTube channel, the Brickhead Family. But
you mean all that stuff behind you?
All that stuff behind me. Yep, exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah, that'll be a night I will never forget. With why are there 50 shoes hanging from the phone lines?
And why did your obelisk just say remove shoes before we saw these shoes?
Oh my God! And then asking us to pray. All right, so everybody, thanks again for being here. Thanks for joining me, Greg. I appreciate it. This was our monsters themed, and you know what? It was episode 13. That's kind of appropriate. So episode 13 of the multiplayer monsters theme. Everybody have a great Friday. Rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next week with the next Doodle stream, which is going to be DC Comics. That's our theme for next
I want to do that one.
Do we get a double dose?
Yeah.
And everybody, you should all tell Greg he needs to be doing more stuff. We need as many hot takes as we can get from Greg all the time.
I'll have me come on. I'll draw superhero DC frogs for half an hour.
You should do it every week. It should just be like, how many frogs can you draw every Friday?
Okay. Okay.
Sold. All right, everybody. Thanks again. I'll see you later. Bye.
Good evening.
Bye.